All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Brand new edition. Voice of Sinoe is here with you this afternoon again. Brand new episode, brand new ideas, brand new discussion, brand new debate. So you want to stay here this afternoon with us? Yeah, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great because the panelists are ready. Patrick Bolu, Sagacious, Sarah Ellis, you got Christian Tababo, and you got Charismatic Norris. We're gonna debate the issues this afternoon, respectfully. With logic, with reasons, with facts, with evidence. And so let's do some entertainment. And as we gear up, as we warm up for the show to get on the way. Don't go away. Share with your friends.
Rescue, for I can't attend to excuse. The rescue mission, anything to excuse mission. The is deliverable, no car will in the mud. For half only access recovery team. Heavy sensorial, my baby made mistake. Wale konjo de la wala, le mene bini body o etikata. Asele ti ya na believe, but now nothing you seen it. They want to grow, le mene get out don't follow.
I'm feeling the vibes with originalhits.com. I'm feeling the vibes with originalhits.com.
Download your favorite song at originalhits.com.
Our people say the thing like a game will stop on your toes. When the season will be good, that on the eve will know. Kakomima, Kakoma Kutabu. I thought our rescue, but I can't attend to excuse. The rescue mission, anything to excuse mission. Deliverable, no car will in the mud. For half only access recovery team. Heavy sensorial, my baby made mistake.
Yeah, the Vla. I don't know why the justice that was issued was Vla. All right, we're gonna tell. We got some smart opponents that will be going into that today. What are the Vla, what is not Vla, what are the justice, what are the injustice. We'll talk about it. Don't
The rescue mission, anything to excuse mission. The flood is deliverable, no car will issue the mud. The flood,
Are vehicles not getting stuck in the mud? Well, I don't know. Maybe I'm watching different videos, but I saw the former Labor Commissioner of Sinoe County, Christian Tababo, the other day. He posted some videos, and those roads that looked at the vehicle are actually they are literally buried in the mud.
only access recovery team. The flood, heavy sensorial. Papa, we made mistake. The flood, somebody help me, I talking. Let me see it, they get talking. But I mean, come talk.
Yeah, when the people see it, they don't want to talk it, but we want to talk it.
So you can get me for talking.
Yeah, we are not against the government, but we want the government to do the right thing for the people.
And I be out, we know that. Or you making it hard up. I told the people say he was sleep. All in I believe he was sleep. See you right now, you sleepy. See my people regretting. But why did you regret? I will say that you ain't here, you can't get me. The rescue mission, anything to excuse mission.
Yeah, the rescue mission is not giving a bunch of excuses.
The flood is deliverable, no car will issue the mud. The flood, for half only access recovery team. The flood, heavy sensorial. Papa, we made mistake. The flood.
Download your favorite song at originalhits.com.
Yeah, on the platform today we have many interesting topics. Training. We're going to be going from all the way to the hardest, the most talked about training issue right now in Liberia, the liberation of the former Supreme Court Justice of the Republic of Liberia, Madam Gloria Scott. Was she fairly liberated, or was she falsely found guilty under the administration of George Weah, and now under the administration of Joseph Boyka, who happens to be a sympathizer of the lady, to be set free? We're going to be going into all of that. Look at the court verdict and see how it turns out. And you're going to, for our analysis, you're going to make your own decision. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
I know. You're right. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to you. You say, what play I don't know. What got you out there? I don't know. What does I
You are here following Sinoe Content Premier Platform Voice of Sinoe here. Yes, on the platform this afternoon we have the issue of illegal migrants is taking illegal migrants are taking over the southeast of Liberia. What is the government doing about it? The Burkinabes are taking over the southeastern counties in Liberia. Our gold and diamonds, the guys are taking it illegally and taking it to other countries.
Listen, hello, Wablo. No, I won't go cheaper. You might go there, you will. No, go find out about. I don't know what. Come on, the family. I don't know what. Then one that broken. Mamma was a million. Yeah, prima. How long? When I want 1 month, I did broken. What would you? When you know what more loyalty.
Yeah, we're going to be looking at the assets of President Joseph Boakai, the asset and liabilities. The president published his asset liabilities on the executive mansion website. We're going to be going to it and see what the president reported.
No. Sister Tina, where money? Super Bowie. If my daughter, and then don't one we wear. Molo. Oh, Tina, let's not do it.
Yeah, Patrick Bull is by station, so is Christian Pablo. Yeah, so the afternoon we also be asking a historical question here. And the historical question that we're going to be talking about this afternoon was the overthrow of President Tolbert. President Tolbert, was it an act of patriotism or an act of treason? That's the question we'll be going to consider in this afternoon. Don't go away. The former superintendent of Sinoe County, Lee Nagbe Chea, is on the platform this afternoon. There's a report allegedly some money was squandered in Sinoe County on his watch. Of course, we're going to be warming up with the senator of Sinoe County, Augustine Chea, had an interview, quite recently in Sinoe County, and he listed some of the things he did since he assumed power. We also want to be asking, we're going to be discussing, we're going to be debating. Why is it that we have the lawmakers? We elect the lawmakers. We elect the president, the vice president. We elect clan chief and paramount chief. But the superintendent is appointed by the president. Why?
Deborah, bra. Tina, money.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sinoe County Premier Platform. Good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you find yourself around the world. Welcome to Sinoe County Premier Platform. With your host, Doc Saipoda Esoteric, coming to you from these United States of America. I have my co-partners, Patrick Bolu is down, is backstage right now, and so is Christian Tababo. The other guy is going to join us later. Sagacious will join us later, and so is Charismatic Norris. Sarah will also join us later on. But we have to get going. We have to start the show. So let me get Patrick on here so we can do some warm up while the other guys join us. The great gentleman, how you doing, boss? Yeah, your audio, you are mute.
Okay, is it okay?
Yes, you are now coming through. How are you?
Well, I'm good, and I'm honored to be back. I mean, on a fantastic.
All right, it said you are glitching up a little bit. You want to repeat that?
Yeah, I say I'm good, and I'm back on a fantastic Thursday.
Okay, yeah. Wonderful. All right, so without further ado, I'd like to also bring on Christian Tababo. Hey, Mr. Tababo, welcome on board.
Thank you, Doc. Let me say, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm wonderful. I'm fantastic. Super califragilistic It's a fancy word for I'm wonderful.
That's very lovely of you. I'm happy to be back after a long week and a very difficult time tomorrow. I'm happy to have the program now, so I'm good. I'm thankful.
Okay, all right. Yeah, let's see. Let's start the show this way. I mean, just get some general overview of what is on your mind. Just not going into detail. I mean, give a little panoramic perspective of what's going on that you know of. So let's start with Patrick. What trending? What's going on, man? What are you hearing out there?
Oh yeah, I mean a lot has been happening, and interestingly, Liberia being an interesting country. You know, a very nice country. I think a lot has been happening, and the biggest trend of the week, have surfaced so far. Former Chief Justice Gloria Musu Scott's release and the overturn of the Summer Coast verdict, and yesterday by the Supreme Court, I think it mag is serious, history in a century. I mean, in the 21st century. So one of the big news. Also, we are following development, back home, on the local scene, leadership and development in Sinoe. And then we can also look at ongoing controversial, layoff, civil servants, as we have heard of layoff from the CBL, as well as the appointment of a new finance minister today. Former Foreign Affairs Minister, Gosimbe Kafuan. So a lot has been happening.
Okay. 12, what is trending? What can you tell us? What are you chewing on right now? Let's get you off mute. You're on mute.
Am I good?
Yeah.
All right, thank you. There will be nothing, the happening, especially with respect to those ones that party. But my only thing here is that that I'm very saddened as to the country we call Liberia, as to our fate as a country, because leaders keep making the same mistake day in, day out, day in. If you say, okay, the other people are not go, you make a change. The other people come thinking that they bring a change. Now they only changing leadership, but they're not changing any ideas, they're not changing anything, they're not bringing new things. Years when Taylor was there, there were things he did that we consider not to be good. There were things Ellen did that we criticize. There were things George we had there yesterday that we criticize. Now the Unity Party is in charge. President Bwaga is in charge. And almost everything that they criticize about the regime of President we are repeated. For example, arbitrary, dismissal of civil servants. Yesterday, they said CDC was dismissing civil servants, because they are from Unity Party and blah blah blah. Their supporters, their surrogates, and nowadays it has become the culture of the day. And when you flag it, all of people in the Unity Party, all they can say, "Oh, if you did it yesterday, so we do it." So because it was done yesterday, what was wrong? But we the people changed the regime and brought you on board. So you want to do the same thing that the people are doing that Liberians consider to be wrong. So you are not coming with every agenda to make a change. Now, in time past, when President Weah was there, every time he traveled out of the country, he go in huge delegation. Oh, President Weah's for this Liberian people taxpayers money. So President Bwaga is traveling with huge delegations. Some of the people that are going, you traveling for a conference and you carry a national security advisor. Why is it wrong? National security advisor. When you go into an event, international event, it is important to carry those agencies, those entities, those ministries that have correlative responsibility in that field. It makes sense. But you travel with some people that have no anything because they want to be a presidential delegation, and that is a cost on the taxpayers' money spending. So I'm just confused as a citizen, as seeing Liberia as a country, just thinking as to when we're going to get there, because everybody they come with their own agenda and not the agenda of the country. That's we just got to keep talking because we cannot keep quiet to watch it being done. We got to keep talking. And
all right, Baba. I think for some reason you are going in and out. Yeah, it looks like you're frozen over there. Yeah, you good. You good now. All right. Yeah, so let me kind of give you guys a little bit of what I'm that is on my mind. I mean, first of all, I'm fine with my family. We are doing good here. Wifey is doing great. The children, everybody's doing okay. Let's see. I'm getting feedback, so I'll put you guys on mute. But at least this is the voice of Sinoe. So I like to first begin for Sinoe County. Patrick, you are doing a wonderful job. Even though some of your posting they are more so political, but they got something in there that is awesome. So, say for example, I saw you posted what the new port manager is doing, for example, at the port of Greenville. Something that Sonnyborg Noah could not do for 6 years to even at least pin the buildings. He couldn't do it. So I've seen the new port manager director is doing that. I think some Chinese went there the other day. I don't know what the nature of the trip was, but yeah, I saw something of that nature. So if I see stuff like that, and I see somebody like Xavier Talley, who is a seasoned lawyer, who I met personally and seems to be a nationalist, a patriot. I think there's something good in the news for Sinoe County. People will not be shortchanged this time around because we have somebody who is doing well. She's not somebody who is going over there to look for money. I went to the women's house here before she even became port manager. She got the whole mansion in the US here. So it's not somebody who go in there to fetch money like our man Sonny Boy Noah did and looted the place. I also saw a summary of Senator Augustine Chea's interview posted by his apologist, which is Lester Wole, and I was disappointed. The reason I feel disappointed is because the way the senator is proceeding with his developments in the county is lopsided. It's one-sided. According to his spokesperson, he has built hand pumps along all the coastal towns in Sinoe County. But what's about the non-coastal towns? You know, he building schools and all the coastal regions. But then Dugbe, for example, is neglected. I mean, Sanquan is neglected. Tajuwan is neglected. Sinquan is neglected. And I'm hearing the same futuristic language. Well, that's how, when I was little bit, I've been hearing that, oh, we will do this. And those certain segment of the county will be neglected for a number of years. And so the same rhetoric, I'm seeing the regurgitation of old rhetoric, you know, marginalized certain area because of geographical location or because of tribal reasons. And I was embarrassed when I saw that post. I was like, why is Lester propagating this sort of, because this is total division, this is tribalism by the senator. He represents the entire county. And so his development cannot be concentrated one side of the county. He served for as a senator. This is the second term, so to speak. So at least you have done something on the seaside. Why not do something in the forest or the other areas that are not bordered by the sea? And also I have issue with that. Nationally, of course, you touch on the Gloria Sky issue, which we will talk about shortly. I saw Christian Secretary General Koji had this fiery interview. He was on before we got here, and I wasn't okay with the rhetoric. You know, the guys. I mean, and that's why I have problem with Twabo's party. The guys, they sound militaristic, they sound militant. Everything, it sounds like they are at war. You know, you cannot challenge authority. You cannot challenge government. You see, next time will be, I mean, unexpected consequences. The kind of language that Koji was employing during his interview or his press conference. That was not friendly at all. You know, so these are some of the things. You know, U.S. of course, the presidential election is coming up. Kamala Harris and her vice presidential candidate, they will be doing a first interview by 9 p.m. Eastern today, you know, and stuff of that nature. Trump and the Republican, if you like, they have been criticizing her for shying away from the media and stuff of that nature. So these are some of the things that are trending, at least on my side for now. And let's get the ball rolling here. The other guys, hopefully they will join us later. But we want to begin with the training issue. So before we get that, we'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Voice of Sinoe. We call this justice or injustice. The acquittal of Justice Gloria Musu's card. All right, so I like Christian to put the subject in context for us. You know, give her a little background of what this whole Gloria Musu's card case is, and what precipitated the whole thing. Let's put it in context for us, and maybe Patrick can supplement it, and we can go into the discussion.
Thank you, that. I think the entire Gloria Stars case, you know, is that they are trying to like the United Party versus the CDC. You know, what do I mean by that? There are people who believe that Gloria Scar, former Chief Justice Gloria Scar, was innocent from the very beginning, but was then sentenced because of a relationship with the Unity Party and quote unquote. And, you know, and so for the fact that she was being free, you know, yesterday, you know, they are now saying that the justice that was being denied her by the CDC has been finally given her by the Unity Party. And, you know, but for me, I don't see it that way. You know, when are we going to it now, or like you said?
Yeah, definitely. Just give us. I mean, maybe the viewers don't know what happened. So there's a girl that was living with her, right, in the house.
You know, I think 435 days ago, that is 1 year, some months ago, we got the news that Councillor Scar has elected, you know, community dwellers and state security that, you know, there was an intruder or compound, and somebody enter a house to attack her and mistakenly male or daughter instead of her. And while her daughter was trying to self-defense herself, the person stabbed the daughter 2 or 3 times. Before she got there, you pepper spray on the person was fighting, she used pepper spray, and the person escaped. But then Charloe Musu was already pronounced dead. And so police probed to the matter, did a on-site investigation, and came up with the charge of murder, criminal conspiracy, giving false information to and they forwarded out the court. And the circuit court of Monserrato, the third judicial circuit, there's the first judicial circuit court of Monserrato. And then the government versus Councilor Scout lawyers went into a legal battle for a couple of months, and at the end of the day, the judge of criminal, let's say, of the circuit court of Monserrato came down with a guilty verdict. Not only girl, but Gloria Musu and 3 others. And they were sentenced to life imprisonment. Now, when I listen to the verdict of the Supreme Court, because when you accuse somebody of a criminal charge, the burden of proof under the law lies with you. That's why they said that an accused person is presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court or competent jurisdiction. That was count with a reasonable doubt. Now, in the verdict of the Supreme Court, was it right for the Supreme Court to overturn the ruling of the subordinate court? Yes, it is right. It's not the first of a kind. The Supreme Court can turn down the verdict of the subordinate court when the Supreme Court still reasons that the verdict was not in line with the Crown Committee. The Supreme Court has the right to do that. That one, it is called the highest court. So for the fact that Supreme Court turning down the subordinate court, verdict should not even be an argument for it. But the argument should be, was the Supreme Court right? Okay. Now, in the verdict of the Supreme Court that I read, I will just do a summary. There are key things I pick up from the verdict. The first thing the Supreme Court said was that it said there was no proof beyond reasonable doubt. There was no proof beyond reasonable doubt. The state's failure to produce evidence, according to the Supreme Court, is that the state did not produce evidence to link Gloria Scout and corporates as the doer of the act of murder. It said there is no link chain to connect the accused person or persons to the crime or act of murder. And finally, it said the state was only dwelling on circumstantial evidence. Circumstantial evidence could be that, for the fact that, they were in the house and only the girl died, it was that they killed the girl because no other person was in the house. And that was assumption. That circumstances leading to the girl's death was what they were using as evidence. And so the Supreme Court said, in this case, you don't need circumstantial evidence, you need hard-end evidence. That will prove beyond reasonable doubt that yes, indeed, murder was committed. And since the state has failed to produce this evidence, the accused person under the law, deserves acquittal. And so on the Council of Court and all corporates are hereby acquitted of the criminal of charges of murder, criminal conspiracy, and all their rights and liberty are being restored. So, in my own opinion, though I'm not a lawyer, but in my reasonable mind, if for any reason a person was charged for a crime, a first-degree felony crime like murder, the verdict would not be based on circumstantial evidence. The verdict should be based on a hardcore evidence that you can see that will link the person indeed to the crime of murder. In this case, the full bench of the Supreme Court said there was no such that was produced by the state. And as such, the verdict of the subordinate court was overturned. So for me, in my opinion, I think from the verdict of the Supreme Court, they have all reasons to have acquitted the former Chief Justice. Because the issue of charging a person and sending them to court is not just to sit in jail, but it's for justice to be served. And for justice to be served, justice has to be served in court. And the court is not a party litigant. The court is not part of the case, and so the court will use no sympathy, the court will use no empathy, but the court use the law. In every case, to determine the finality of every case, it is the law that you use. It's not how the people feel, It's not what people will think. It's not what the public feel. No, but it's what the law says. And on the basis of the law, I think the Supreme Court, in her right mind, have brought down, have given justice to Councillor Scout and her relatives. Why it is true there is no more justice that can bring Charloe Musu back to life. But as we continue to look forward to know the real killer of Charloe Musu, the court has granted the rights of Councillor Scout and relatives, and I think the court was in the right way forward. That's my own opinion on that.
Okay, but just to follow up, Christian. So did I hear you say that an intruder came and Councillor Scott confronted the intruder?
That's what you say in your testimony.
Okay, and so did she give any description of the intruder? Was it a male or female,
yes,
or what time of the night was it?
She said a male, but she said she did not. She could recognize the person to say they would call it. If she had recognized the face, she did not take photo of the person to show it. But she said it's a male. I think average height person, that entered the house, and so the person was trying to overpower her for her own security reasons. She had pepper spray in the house, and she used the pepper spray on the person. And because when she heard, I know her daughter yelling outside, she came already armed with pepper spray because she knew that somebody was in the house. So when she was coming out, she came with a pepper spray in her hand, and so the person was trying to attack her. She sprayed the person heavily, and that had the person level and escape.
So was it at night when this incident occurred? Was it at night?
Yeah, I think 3 a.m. in the morning. So, yeah, I think around 3 a.m. in the morning. According to the time in the report, 3 a.m. in the morning.
Okay, so
the night hour.
So, but just to be clear, though, so the girl Charlotte, was she outside or the person went in your room? I mean, how?
The person entered the house according to her.
And went to a room
in the hallway. So apparently the first person who came in contact with the person had to be the Charloe Musu girl in the house.
So 3 a.m. in the morning, she was in the hallway.
No, that's why those were circumstances. Those were circumstances, and those were some of the reasons to the police were. You are thinking the way the police were thinking in the conduct of the investigation, because there are some little doubts about all of about our entire testimony, and so that's why the police felt that they were, in their mind for them, they felt that the information that was provided by her was not sufficient, and the circumstances leading to the death of Charloe Musu, and she could not be acquitted. But then the court, in state of mind, says that no, the way the police are thinking, that's not how the law works.
Okay, but let's bring Patrick in here. Patrick, I mean, give her your perspective of this case. It's interesting.
Yes, so I think this case has been a high-profile murder case, and from all the ramifications and formalities leading to, the police investigation to conviction and the subsequent overturn yesterday, I think a lot was at stake. And in law, due diligence is important. The state lost everything in this case, including resources, time, and energy, because of the lack of due diligence in this case, legal due diligence. I can still comprehend why the rush was all about. I know this is one point. This is one point I have not really grasped. Why was the rush about? Why was the prosecution so hasty to have gone to court with such a high-profile murder case? And why did it take? I mean, why did it take less than 2 months? Yeah, February. I think January, February. Less than 2 months. I mean, the whole thing. So I think something that we don't understand in law may have happened. But I would think I would want us to also talk to a lawyer, because you see, the issue of law is unlike any other ordinary issue. Sometimes and speculating, on a legal issue sometimes can lead to doubts and other stuff. Like we're asking Christian, for example, yeah. So I wanted to talk to Anthony James Yimpan. He's a former county attorney, a prosecuting lawyer, at the level of the circuit. Though he's not at the Supreme Court level yet, but he must have some basic legal understanding of really how cases are overturned or how verdicts are overturned sometimes at the level of the Supreme Court. When the lower court, does wrong or maybe misses. We have him on the line. Anthony Yimpan, how are you doing this afternoon?
Good afternoon, sir. Thank you.
Well, we are great. So this is Voice of Sinoe in the Diaspora. It's brought to you live from the United States. Our host is Madison Freeman, Dark Sayapode Esoteric, as he's known. We have Christian Tababo as one of our panelists, and your homo servant Patrick Bolu, a panelist on the platform as well. But we are looking at the Gloria Musu Scott's acquittal yesterday by the Supreme Court, following 1 year, 6 months in jail, from a conviction by the lower court. In law, what do you think? What happened? What can you say as a lawyer? What happened yesterday at the Supreme Court?
Okay, thank you very much.
Are you getting him?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So I'm asking, how are people inside?
Well, the people are doing good. We are doing good, but we are online right now. We are online. Yeah.
I understand.
Okay, yeah, we are doing good.
Okay, thank you. So I'm Councillor Niba. I've been councillor 2 years now.
Okay.
So you have a genuine concern. Is this a national discussion? But again, the law has taken its course. Justice is defined as the end result of a full litigation. Whatever is the result in the litigation is not called justice. It is not who wins or who loses the case. So the Supreme Court has said that the evidence adduced by prosecution was not substantial, was not sufficient. They didn't point to the defendants as being the one that murdered late Charloe Musu. And so the defendants have been acquitted. But why listening to OKFM not too long, I understand that the Gloria's count will ensure that the state reopens the case to conduct further investigation to ascertain the truth as to who really murdered the Charloe Musu. So that would be very good for the country. That would be very good to ascertain the facts as to how she passed. But again, right now, even if the facts be opened, Gloria Musu Scout and the other defendants, co-defendants, cannot be tried, even if they found out anything that they left out. Article 66 of the Constitution talks about the Supreme Court being the final arbiter, and when it comes down with a decision, no appeal is made, and you cannot try the case again on somebody. So she cannot go back to court for whatever finding that will be made available if there should be. However, if there is a findings pointing to another person to be the doer of the act or the murderer, the alleged murderer, then they can go to court, the state can go to court on the incident of the person or the allegation that the alleged person will be facing justice on the crime of murder. Whatever will be found out as a result of the investigation.
So, Councillor Yimpan, as an experienced prosecutor, you being in a courtroom prosecuting, what sometimes can happen that the higher court can overturn lower court's decision? Why can lead us that sometimes?
Yeah, like I just told you, the Supreme Court looks at the evidence. The evidence is a major element in prosecution, in trial, whether civil or criminal. It's a major element in trial. So the judge, the justices, everybody looks at the evidence adduced. Yeah, I'm sure the prosecution went on circumstantial evidence on ground that look, nobody entered the house. There's no sound. It was a burglary. And so that was it. But again, the Supreme Court says that the DNA report that was made, the report was inconsistent. The first one and the second one adduced, and the state could not link these people to killing the deceased. So the evidence was not sufficient, as stated by the Supreme Court.
ESOTERIC, do you, Christian, do you want to chip in a question with the counselor?
Yeah, I can come in. Is he hearing me?
Yeah, I'm getting you.
Okay, so welcome to the platform. The question I have is, given the outcome of this verdict, let's just say you were on the bench of the Supreme Court, would you have voted with your colleagues on the bench to have liberated Councillor Scott?
I wish that the journalists should read a message to me, the question to me, because I was not getting it too clear.
Okay, please try again, ESOTERIC. Try again, please.
So the question is, if it doesn't hypothetical questions, it's if you were on the bench, the Supreme Court bench, would you have voted with your colleague to have freed the former justice of the Supreme Court?
It's hypothetical indeed, because I was not in the case as a prosecutor. I did not follow the case either, because I had other cases in my own court. My son could be a type of justice, so I could not simultaneously be in my case as a witness in that case. So the facts may be scanty, and the evidence adduced are not verified, supplemental opinion. So I cannot say anything whether I would have taken the side of the prosecution or the Supreme Court decision. I would not really be saying anything because I'll be biased from the opinion. I've not read it so far.
Oh, okay. So you are not read the verdict. Okay, go ahead, Patrick. Go ahead.
Yeah, Kristen, do you want to check in a question? Kristen, you are muted. Okay. All right. So, yeah. All right. Okay. So, Councillor Yimpan, in your candid legal opinion, as a prosecutor who gathers evidence before going to court, against the defense, do you think the prosecution was really in a quick rush to court?
Well, it could be, it could not be. Look, let me just give credit to you that you must have listened to the entire case, or you must have read the case file as a lawyer, which can make a deduction into the opinion of the case or the rulings. The naked ruling of a judge should not convince you that the prosecution did not present a proper case or evidence case. Neither should the Supreme Court ruling convince you that the case, the defendants be acquitted will form your opinion. Because the judge rules according to how he sees it, and his rulings with respect to facts and laws are tilted toward his rulings. While we say, yeah, you are found guilty, his rulings, facts, and that of the laws will be tilted to his rulings. So you cannot form an opinion by saying, based on the ruling, yes, the state produced it, or based on the ruling, the state produced it. You must have read something or listened to it in a court, we can form an objective opinion. I speak from an experience. For example, you may have heard about this Jessica case. Did you hear about Jessica case?
Yeah.
Yes.
I was in that case.
Okay.
I was the lead prosecutor in that case. I am Councillor Gandhi.
Okay.
We felt all convinced, overly convinced, and produce our evidence. We were very careful. After we heard that it was a bench trial, not jury trial, we thought, well, wow. If the defendant would say that, look, he doesn't feel comfortable because the video went viral when the incident occurred, why did he ask for a change of venue, but rather bench trial? And the very judge in the case, but living over here, and he may have watched it. He may form an opinion against it. Why would he choose bench trial? So we have to be very careful. We did everything possible. We brought 2 doctors from GFK to testify. One nurse who usually from ESOTERIC hospital testified. The boy who rescued them from the crime scene testified. Who rescued him, will testify. The kicker, everybody say, well, okay, but the judge ruling there, no, sufficient evidence was not there. Which we were so frustrated with that. But again, the public will receive the ruling of the judge. I think that you, why the judge will rule in conjunction, in consonance with how you saw it. And I saw it. So about the rule in that way, I'll quote the laws and everything, okay, I think that we're in favor. Because the law provides a loan witness. That's why defendant with the loan cannot go against all the witnesses that prefer cases. Even the witnesses or witnesses at the time that testify for himself don't want to prefer complaints, but again, the judge we don't have the case, so the man left the same day. So in the same day, you can't really Supreme Court and say, yeah, I mean, because the rule in the way it was. But my you read the entire case file from your opinion. Anything for that matter said, I want you to say, I cannot form an opinion except I read the file or I will have listened to the case.
Okay, Patrick, I want you to ask the lawyer. I've been hearing the word insufficient evidence, right? So in law, what constitutes sufficient evidence? Because the court said there was no sufficient evidence. The evidence was circumstantial. There was no sufficient evidence. So in law, what constitutes sufficient evidence?
In prosecution, in criminal cases, in prosecution, the law provides that there should be no doubt. There should be no doubt. That is called reasonable doubt. There should not be any reasonable doubt. To ask a question, but why? If you say there's no case, what did the result says? What the report said? The other pathology, in fact, what did he say? Compare and contrast. How did they think? The other they get together, the other put their hands together, get together. When doubt arises, a single doubt, then that we call insufficient evidence.
Okay. So, Counselor. So let's look at the variables in the house, right? So you have Councilor Scott and three family members in our house, and the court is telling us that none of these people know about the death of another person in the house, and they acquitted three of them. You don't think there's an element of doubt in there too, as well?
The law also provides that the defendants cannot incriminate themselves. You cannot ask a question that will incriminate them while on trial.
What does that mean?
You cannot ask a hypothetical question. So you must prove a case against the defendant because you put an allegation. And so that you must be able to gather every piece of evidence that's required to convince the judges or the jurors or the justices as to what basis you put in the court and you think that you can convince. And not themselves to say, this one sometimes you don't go to rush, you do rush prosecution. Who knows? It would have waited over time. One of them would have spoken it out to somebody else. Or me, I was just listening, it didn't happen, I was not part of it, but what I would do. Who knows in the future?
Okay.
If we use that person as a state witness to prosecute the case, the person is an eyewitness, we use a state witness that. So who knows? But the court says there was a doubt. And that's why when there's a doubt, the evidence is insufficient.
From your own reflection, is there a perfect precedence to this case in the Supreme Court or in Liberian judicial system?
Yeah, the Indotoba case. The Indotoba case where the defendants were found guilty by the lower court. The Supreme Court said there was no sufficient evidence. There are a number of cases, but the recent one is the Indotoba case. You remember the case?
Yeah.
Case where the little girl was allegedly hanged in the bathroom. Mm-hmm. She hanged herself, and they were found guilty in criminal protection. You ended up putting that judgment, and then the jurors were in that replacement.
Okay.
It could be similar for with respect to what doubt. According to what the Supreme Court said.
So before we leave you now quickly, you've been very receptive here today, but in your own experience as a prosecutor, have you had any experience where you concluded your case, presented your findings and evidence, the judge sentence, and then you go know your whole prosecution work, it was everything. Have you had that experience before?
I think I just explained to you the Jessica and Richard and Paul Lambert versus Lucas Richard's case, the American fellow who allegedly committed attempted murder and aggravated assault. And I can tell you, I was the lead lawyer in that case, and Councillor Gonglo, the former presidential candidate, joined me in the case, and we felt convinced what we did was we did everything possible. But that's a little bit different because in this case, in this recent case, the jury, there was a jury case, and the jury brought the defendants down guilty. So it was an appeal. But our case was a bench trial, and the judge, he gave a second chance, the judge said, sufficient evidence. So it happens to every lawyer. That's you go prepared, and you think you have a good case, and the judge or the juror will say you have a case. But that is the frustrating part of the prosecution. The frustrating part that you don't take a appeal. At least for this case, I know the prosecution won the case, we still won the case, and the appeal was taking both hours. We couldn't take appeal. The law, the Constitution provides all parties have right to appeal. But the 1917 law that talks for only indictment and on intermediate level that
Battery is off.
So the state is always held guilty. You cannot go further in appeal.
All right.
These are humans. So yourself could think that you have a good case and it could have been good to the eyes of the judge and the jurors. And you have a good, you may have a doubt in juror can show up the. So I had a case in Burkinabe County border case, and the jurors came in my favor. In the case, our favor, but perfect, guilty verdict, which brought the 4 defendants down to guilty. It was sentenced to jail. I think it's on appeal now. So that's how it happens in practice.
All right, thank you, Councillor Yimpa. It's been an honor having you on our platform this afternoon. Giving us legal insight in this whole high-profile case. Thank you so much.
Have a good day. Say hi to my people. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you.
All right.
Unfortunately, you are left out.
Come back.
No, I said unfortunately, Tubabo was left out.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. He got muted and he wasn't really. He wasn't pushing his question in.
It was done intentionally, but that he muted my mic.
Yeah, for some reason, maybe it's the Massa. Tubabo, your audio is not too good. I mean, you are coming in, but it's not too clear. At least from my end.
Okay.
But like you follow from the speaker or something.
It was all good anyway.
Okay, so am I still on mute?
No, you go. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, good. Thank you. So from the birthdays of the landed councilor and from our own conversation, for me, I'm of the opinion that when you go to court, for justice to be given is not to get what you want, but it's to get what is right in the eyes of the law. So, but I don't think Councilor Scott was charged and sent to court only because they wanted to see up young bars to remain there and rather in jail. No, I don't think that what it meant. Again, criminal cases are not cases that can get close like to the council that Councilor Scott now will soon be reopening the file and asking maybe the new government, the new regime, or asking the very Supreme Court to reopen the investigation, because that's how criminal cases are. They don't just end until you get the final stage of ready, without risk, without any little doubt. Before you bring anybody guilty, there should be no doubt at all that yes, the person committed murder. Because, for example, he asked a question. He said, I'm not a lawyer, but the question I say, why is the determinant of
evidence?
For example, you met a man who was with the neck in your head, and make you a weapon, and you made him there, you wouldn't have in your head. That's sufficient evidence because you grabbed me on the scene. There'll be no argument. You seen the neck in your head, you seen the blood on him, you seen the one laying on the ground. You're not going to ask any question. But in the case, you were not there, and something happened before you went to investigate, and only because you felt there was no blood, nobody entered the house, so it's a mass. That yes, murder was committed. And of course, that's how law went. Convinced of one make it because 4 or 5 person cannot kill one person. I agree. One person could be charged with murder, and the others could be maybe criminal facilitation or other charges will carry them. But 5 of them cannot go one day and stop one person. So if you say murder or committed among the Gloria and the 3 other relatives, we want
to 5 of them cannot murder one person. What is wrong with that? Yeah, why 5 of them cannot murder one person?
So she was not strangled to death. She was stabbed.
All right, so let's play a quick video from the counselor when she was set free. Let me play the quick video.
We walk out the Monrovia Central movement, and we are expecting, of course, the arrival of Councillor Gloria Musu staff or exit from the Monrovia Central Prison any moment from now. We have been told that the family members will have Representative Prince Coles is exiting, and we can see the chattings, the cheers. As you can hear, she's almost outside. Ladies and gentlemen, outside, I can see that Councillor Gloria Musu staff is being escorted outside of the Monrovia Central Prison. As you can see, folks, we do our best to bring you the full coverage. I see her, she's holding her hair tie. She's holding her hair tie. What is that? There she is. Councilor Gloria Musu staff. Monrovia Central Prison. We see them walking out of the Monrovia Central Prison. That's what the Gloria Musu staff is right here. They're all wearing white and she's waving as well. Waving, and being escorted out. That's what the Musu staff is making her way into.
All right, so that's when she was set out. Let me play when she spoke a little bit. She made a statement. I think I get a feedback from one of you. If you can put yourself on mute, please. Let me put Twabo on mute. I think that's where the feedback is coming from. Let me just play the quick video when she made a comment after she got home. Let's see what she said.
Verse 1. He said, not unto us, but unto you, O God, be all glory and honor. So we stand today, and we're here to confess that we believe and we have lived all the promises in the Bible. All the promises in the Bible. He said that he will walk with us to the valley of the shadow of death. Yes, he told us that he will be with us in the lion's den. He told us he will be with us in the fiery furnace. Oh, he told us he will be with us to the stormy seas. And indeed, we are witnesses today that God is great. God is great. And every word he said in the Bible, they will come to pass. So we come here today. Like you see, you witnesses to God's goodness, God's might, God's wonders, God's miracles. So we're here today to glorify God, to honor Him, and to confess that God is still God, the God of yesterday, the God of ancient times, is still the God of today, and He will never be defeated. Evil will never survive. You may prosper, you may look big and mighty, but our Almighty God will cut you down. That's what the Bible said. I didn't say so. In Psalm 92, that's what he said. He said, when you see the evil and the wicked prospering, don't be small-minded and believe that it will be forevermore. God is making them to prosper so that when he cut them off, they will be cut off forevermore. You will look for them and you will see them no more. So we come today to say thanks to God. We say thank you to God. We say thank you to God. We say thank you to God. We say we trust you, Father. We trust you. We trust you. Oh, Father, people of all days, and they were serving us. Very good friends, God is good. So we say to all those people, families, friends, people we know, people we have not seen, people we don't know. We tell them, thank you. God will bless them. Amen. God will bless their lifeline. For standing for truth, for believing in truth, without even knowing us. So we say thank you to them. We say God bless them. God prosper them in a special way, in a very special way. To the lawyers. The last time I saw the court document, I had 34 lawyers as my defense counsel. And they had to tell them, don't let it be so. Young lawyers, old lawyers, they put their reputation, their professional career on the line to say, we don't believe that you or any of your family members would have done this. And they were vindicated. They were vindicated by the governor of Liberia pathologist, who said he saw DNA, a foreign DNA, but he threw it away. We were vindicated. We are vindicated by him. He proved our case. Amen. Through his life, he proved our case. Yes. You will see DNA, you will discard it. Those are his words, they in the court record. It's not hearsay, I'm repeating here. It's not hearsay. So we say, God, we say thank you to the lawyers. Because they stood with us. They stood with us. They left their practices, their livelihood, and they stood with us. I haven't paid them one real $5, Liberian dollar. But I say to the lawyers and to the civil society organization, there's a lot of pain in this country. There's a lot of injustice in this country. I'm not being arrogant, but this is the fact. If they can do this to me, what about the poor young man coming from Burkinabe trying to make life? What happens to him in Sinoe County when somebody just throw him in jail and forget about him? Yeah. What about somebody in Kaloke? What about somebody in Lopa? So to the civil society organization, to the lawyers, we still have work to do. I rejoice here today, my family rejoice, but the work is there. There's a lot of people, there are a lot of innocent persons in jail in this republic. So I say thank you to the lawyers, but I say to them, there's work to be done. So thanks to the members of the press, thanks to all of you. So we can tell God, thank you. So we praise God in Jesus' name. Amen. Retire.
All right, guys. That was the counselor there, the liberated counselor. It's very far off. She excited, and calling God. I mean, but one thing was strange in that statement that at least that I saw, she recognized the lawyers that stood up for her and people that tofu when she was there. But one thing she did not do was to at least sympathize with the family of the deceased, or even measure the deceased name. She did not say anything to that effect, like, this is the girl that was living with you, and she died mysteriously, and you did not even say anything about her or say anything to the family. I thought that was a little strange, though. What do you guys think about that? Patrick?
Okay, so you see, my brother, this case, it's a miracle. Let's call it a miracle. Let's call it a miracle. The politics that got inculcated into this particular case was too much, to the extent that the truth could not be established. Honestly, justice for the deceased has not been granted. That's the first thing. Justice for the defense has been given already. All right, the defense have received, the defendants have received justice. All right, they have been given justice. But the justice for the disease is now the next question. But the trap here now is, the trap here, as written by Councillor Kabiran M. Jailen, the former Associate Justice in Pinch, as written by him. All right? He called it a baseless conviction by the prosecution at the time. Now, he is saying they want the killer. Now, the danger now is that anybody, my brother, anybody the current justice ministry or the current prosecution, anybody that they point to, and to be the killer of this particular girl, it means that Gloria Musu's car and the 3 other defendants who were released would not have to answer no question as per law to say, you come back here, the thing we see now, yeah. No, they would never ever answer any question regarding that whole case again. Any person, and whether from the political circle of the parties or whatever it is, that will be linked to this whole thing. It is finished for you. It is finished. But legal people will say, or maybe rights group will say, it is justice it is justice. It is justice if you found one guilty person, somebody who did an act, all right, to get one person guilty of a crime in jail is justice. Then to get 100% innocent into to get 100% into jail who are innocent, 100 innocent person. So if you got 100% who are innocent on the case in jail, it's not justice. But one person who is guilty of a crime, to get in jail is okay. So I think the call to go for prosecution or to open new file into this particular case is a current call, but very dangerous in the current Liberia, in this current Liberia, this current divided Liberia, this current bitter Liberia, where everybody angry for no reason. This current volatile Liberia, to open a file against in that case again and catch somebody saying that you did it. Sorry, don't carry your mat.
Let's bring Tobabo in here. Tobabo. Let me bring Tobabo. There was the speech of the councillor. She said, let me put Patrick on mute here. She said, there are lots of pain and a lot of injustice in this country. Do you agree with that statement? Do you think there was injustice done to the little girl, the victim in question here?
First that, as my own role in society and the details, I used to work with the court system before that as a lawyer, but I was a paralegal officer when I used to work with the Ministry of Gender, and we used to visit the prison compounds, interview people to know the crimes they committed, why they are there. The first thing, don't forget about those who are convicted. Don't forget about the convict. Pre-trial detainees. There are some pre-trial detainees who are been in prison for over 5 years, 10 years, and nobody can open a case, which is wrong. Those are the ones that, in fact, I get very few for. You are on pre-trial, you are not then trial your case. So why are you stopping the state from prosecuting your case? If you are being accused by a person who is not willing to pursue the case, why is the remedy a law? So there are a lot of injustices in the country, but they can, I don't see it ending soon because it has some political undertone as well. Now that this government of Councillor Scow is out and she or a team of lawyers are saying that they will ask the government to reopen the file, whoever that will be called might go to jail, but if they take an appeal to Supreme Court, it will also be overturned because you want, no matter what case it is, not only Chief Justice, former Chief Justice Scott's case. The reason she's out today because the court said there are no sufficient evidence. So whoever that will be there, whoever that they will hold tomorrow after reopening the file to say, oh, there's a need, also have sufficient evidence to keep the person behind bars. So I think they will just be on the political thing until at the end of the day, like, people forget about it. The only person who can get this, they don't get true justice is God. because only God knows what happened. Only God knows who took her life, but man cannot give her the justice that she deserves. And I can also blame the court because the court, like I said, the court don't run on feelings. The court doesn't run on sentiment. It doesn't run on imagination, but it runs by law. So the verdict that the court came away here is not in any way, they get a fact that they getting that. It didn't also mean that they support Gloria, but they have said there is no sufficient evidence to prove murder. So let's see, let them reopen it. Let's see who they collaborate now, whether they stand up with sufficient evidence. But peace under the ashes of Charloe Musu.
All right. So, guys, I think we'll be on the case we exhausted the whole 1 hour. So let's try to transition to the next thing.
Yeah. Please quickly, just in 30 seconds before we transition.
Go ahead.
So, like Christian, he made a very important point. When people say no justice for the poor, yesterday my mind got reflected. Because Scott spent 1 year, 6 months in jail as a convict. And you see how the whole nation is shaking behind her. Everybody is concerned about her. But there are other people, for example, who have been there 2 years, 3 years, there for the same wrong reason. All right, some of them are there innocent, and some of them they are not aware of the crime the crime they have been convicted for, but nobody talking for them. But we can pray and hope that the nation heals, from the kind of bitterness we experience at the moment.
Yeah, Patrick, that's a key point. I agree with you. I think if you read the Republic, for example, Plato's Republic, Socrates had a dialogue with one of the characters called Thrasymachus, and he asked the man a question, what is justice? And the man said, justice is what is in the interest of the strong. So that's exactly what we saw yesterday. The big lady, the little man power forget it. When you're weak, you don't have the money, you don't have the resources, just forget your own. Yeah, that's exactly what was demonstrated yesterday. All right, let's move on to, I want us to, I don't know whether you guys read the articles that were shared in the chat room with respect to the president's assets. President Joseph Boakai, he published his assets on the executive mansion's website. So I think I shared in the chat room. I want us to look at did the president accurately report his asset, or he just did that for the sake of being on record of publishing his asset according to the law, because he wants to fulfill the law. He's coming as a man of rule. I mean, they say about rule of law. That's one of the things he ran on. So let's take for you're not hearing me?
There's a feedback.
I think it's from your end. So look fine on my side. Hello? Yes. Otobabo, go back and come on. I think it's from your side.
It's clear now.
Okay, good. Yeah, so like I was saying, I was talking about the asset of the president, President Boakai. Asset is on asset they're on. For some reason, I'm hearing feedback from one of you. Yeah, I think it's from Twabo's end. So I'll take you from mute when you are. It's your turn to speak. Yeah, but I was saying the president declared his assets. So let go up. Let's look at the document, for example, so I can read the details in it for people that don't know, so they can know what the president published out there. Let's see. It's right here. Let me open the document. All right, so if you go on the e-marshal website, you just say asset, declaration of assets right there. Click on that link and you will see it. So if you look here, what you do, guys, one person can say something. I want to share the document on the screen so people can follow it if they want to. So if you guys want to say something, that would be good. Let me just share that quick.
Oh yeah. So sorry, he just left. I'm in darkness right now, so forget it. Yeah.
Oh, Twabo, you're in different area. The man is. Oh, okay. I see.
Okay.
But to put your phone light on, maybe your phone light will help.
The part of Morona man is again pay current bill.
Yeah, so let me see something here.
It's a rescue mission, man, working.
All right. So, yeah.
Yeah, but
Okay,
we can hear your voice, man. I mean, you're better off with a light too. Is a little better.
Yeah.
Let me just share the document.
All right. So, I think we talked about the president's asset earlier when he first declared it. When it was initially declared, we talked about it. But the difficulty here in Liberia is that the lack of system is a problem for these kind of things to be verified. For example, there is no independent verification office. All right. When assets are declared, or published, there should be another institution somewhere or another entity somewhere that goes to verify item by item, account by account, everything published or everything declared in your filing, as to whether they are authentic, they are accurate, they are exactly what they are. All right. So, for example, in one of the declaration forms, the president projected he peaks to be something around, I think, $16,000, for example.
Patrick.
All right.
Patrick is on the screen, so let's go through it together.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so all right, let's see. It's clear enough. I think you guys can see it, right? So over here, if you look, the president address, he put his address. I'm not interested in the address over there. But this line, they said, last gross salary per annum. The president put $350,112. Okay, that was January 22nd, 2018. That was the last gross he reported. If you go down over here, it says present indebtedness or liability. So the president, which is the debt the president owes right now, at the point of this report, he said he got $201,500. That was the debt he owes. That's the money he owes people out of the U.S. dollar, $201,500. That's what he owes. Over here, let me minimize a little bit to see what I can. Okay, good. So over here, they say gross salary per annum. So the president said over here, this is what I found unbelievable. He said per annum gross. That is no taxes taking up everything. Joseph Barker said he's getting $13,447. I mean, do you guys believe this?
But that's why it's written. That's why it's declared.
The president, you want to tell me the president is making a year without taxes taking all, he's making $13,000?
Jack.
Yeah.
Let me comment.
Yeah, go ahead.
Are you saying this figure I'm seeing here is what the president declares as his gross annual salary?
That's why he put that. That's why on his report here that he's put here. Gross. He said gross. So that means it's not a net. It's the gross.
The president is telling us that he's making $1,116 per month.
No, $13,447.
Yeah, but this is the annual.
Yes.
Yeah, per annual means 12 months accumulation.
Right.
Good. So if you have to divide by 12, it means that you're making $1,116 per month.
Right. I mean, it's not believable at all, because even if you take taxes off, because he said gross, that means taxes have not been taken off here. It's not net.
Even the trash cars to the office of the president is more than a figure. The trash car to the office of the president is more than a figure. Oh yes. Yeah. Yes. So that if I get suggest, except maybe for the viewers, but if you
and then Chris, let me help you quick. Let me add to you on the question. So, do you also want to subtract the what percentage a person subtract for his salary? 40%.
40%.
Okay, yeah. So let's move 40%. Let's move 40% for the other quality for that figure as well. Let's take 40% out.
My brother, that's why I was trying to suggest something, except for the viewers, because maybe the viewers might want to have the input on this and stuff. But we got a lot of topics to discuss. We should not waste our time on this issue because
I agree with you.
The whole form, everything, and I will declare, even though we don't have the fluorescence, specialty to very determine the actual the abilities and assets of the president. But just by the gross annual salary, every other thing in the phone is a lie. I don't want to waste our time on it.
Let's see just quickly. It's not too long. So he said income from.
So for the sake of the viewers, you can go through it, but everything is a lie.
Yeah. So he said income from co-ownership in property. So over here, import 18,000, and then here total annual income. Okay, so you got $43,447, and then cash on hand at the time you get $5,750. Cash in bank in Liberia, you got $57,037.35. That is US dollar, and then the Liberian dollar component is $93,717.32. So the total here is $1,295.96. When you go down all the way here, the real properties, commercial properties. Over here, the president said his commercial property, the worth like 94,300 US. And then residential properties, US dollar is $672,091.07. So the total here is $766,391.07. If you go down, vehicle, boats, ship, aircrafts, machinery. So over here, he said he got vehicles. He didn't tell how many vehicles, but he said they're worth $190,000 US dollars. And then this is cows. I think he got cows here. He got 16,000 worth of the cows. They worth 16,000. Over here, pigs. I don't know whether he got a poultry or something. He got a farm that he's running apparently. Let me put somebody on mute here so that we can get the volume to be so. Yeah, so he got pigs. He said 6,400. So the total here is 212,400. And when you go down, other assets, he got generator, which is 47,700. Hopefully that was a generator. If I'm not too sure, but I'm seeing generator there. I don't know what this F and fixed means, but you see over here, put US $78,382.57. So the total here is $126,082.57. So if you go down, other obligations. So the total for the president, you put here the debts he owes. He says is $201,500. And then net worth. This is the net worth of the president. So he worth $970,419.60 at the time of this report. All right. So we just wanted to share the information. That's the information the president published for us, so that the people can be in the know that the president published his asset for us. Now, guys, Evangelist James Carlo just joined us from. Is that Spokane, Washington, D.C.? Mr. Carlo, welcome on board. How are you? Yeah, let me see. What are you? Turn your audio, turn your microphone is off. Your mic is off. It's on mute. No, you turn it off now. Yeah, the microphone, you turn the camera off. All right, Trouble, you guys say let's move on to something else. Let me, when you come back, let me see what I can kick him on and bring him back on. Yeah, his microphone is off. So let's talk about our Superintendent Lee Nagbe Chea is probably read the report, right? You read the article. Patrick, did you see the article as well?
You say
No,
I don't have time to go through it.
I saw the caption. I saw the caption, but not the article.
Yeah, what do you make of it?
But I did not read it. I don't have the chance to read it. So you can bring some of the issues up, then we can discuss it.
Yeah, eventually you gotta turn your microphone, your camera on. It's off again. Yeah, he's trying to join us, but his microphone or his camera is off. Yeah.
So what did the report say?
So the report, it says that the former superintendent reported around 73,000. I want to get the figure word for word. Let me open this document quickly, just so we can be on. I don't want to misquote. All right. So it says here the superintendent reported when he took over. So it said during the induction ceremony of the current superintendent, which is Mr. Yunsua, right? Honorable Peter Yunsua, the outgoing superintendent, Honorable Lee Nagbe Chea Sr., informed the people of Sinoe County that his administration was leaving over 73,000 USD. Okay, over 73,000 USD and more than 30 million Liberian dollars. Okay, in Sinoe County's bank account. That's what was reported. And if we go down here, so where the discrepancy came from was, so the statement dated May the 22nd, 2024 detailed the transaction of the Sinoe County Development Fund. The statement reveals a total balance of 30 million. That figure is correct. And it said 30 million. And the Liberian component is for the 8,000, raising serious question about the management and disbursement of these funds. The evidence suggests that funds. Okay, now you are active, so I can bring you now. Okay, eventually, welcome aboard. But then you are on mute. So what you just have to, let me see what I can get you. Yeah, your microphone is on mute. Yeah, then he turned the camera off. Not the camera, but the microphone. Yeah, so now you're off again. Yeah. Patrick, are you there? Yeah, Patrick too struggling. So
I'm here.
they said,
I'm here.
Yeah, so so the figure reported, the current superintendent is not agreeing with Lee Nagbe Chea. There's a discrepancy, according to the report. So my take on it is, Tubabo, our county got a long way to go, because we will be here and talk about the old leaders, and then when they bring the so-called young people, and then they do exactly what they were accusing the old guys. I'm not saying Lee Nagbe Chea is guilty of anything, but the mere fact that allegations are coming against you, it's not a good look. It's not a good look at all. And I don't know, when are we going to do the right thing as a county, as a people, to say, you know what, when public resources are given, let the money be used for the intended purpose. Instead of, because if you read further in the article, it said the man used the money for personal gain, for his personal reasons. And it's just unfortunate, especially the people that come in, they say they were pro-poor. Like Tubabo, then, for example, they say the government is pro-poor. And then the superintendent who is pro-poor is using or allegedly using the county resources for personal gains. It's just unfortunate. But Tubabo, what is your take on that? Yeah, I don't know what you guys are doing. Okay, go ahead.
Good. So for now, I will keep it as allegation. It is an allegation that has been levied against the former superintendent, and so I will not base my judgment on allegation yet. Now, instead of playing the blame game, the current superintendent is now in charge. If for any reason the turnover note that was given him by the former superintendent Lee Chea, and he after taking over, going to the bank, getting the bank statement, and you see some discrepancy, it is a right to alert the government can ask GSE to institute an audit. He can conduct an audit. It is the audit that will tell us what went wrong. Because if, for example, the measure some $8,000 US were there, maybe you went to the bank, you saw 40,000, 48,000, 50,000, it means there was some money unaccounted for. If the measure 30 million plus were there, and you saw 11 million, 20 million, it means there's a need for investigation. And they have the authority to investigate all corruption issues that might have been perpetrated by the previous government. So if they are sure, if it is evident, if it is clear to them that there was some discrepancy in the figures given the turnover, no, the best thing to do is to conduct an audit on the previous local county administration. That's one. Two, for me, I don't think the issue of stealing or corruption or crime has to do with age. It just in the DNA of all of us. If you are old man and you are corrupt, it means you are corrupt when you are young. And if you are a young man, when you are old, you will still be corrupt. So young people taking a helm of leadership, and some of them decide to behave like the old folks who we've been criticizing. It means that the old folks we are criticizing today, some of them were young people yesteryears, and that's how they were living their life, on crookery, and corruption. So it's not about age. When you are young and you are clean, you remain clean until you get old. When you are young and you are corrupt, you remain corrupt until you get old. So the only thing it has to do with our mentality as a people, as to what country we want to see, what country we want to see. What is it we're bringing on the table? What do we want in leadership position? Is it about ourselves? And all past and current government officials that have been working in government some 40 years, 50 years, with all the sitting they carry on, when they leave government job, in 3 months they start to suffer. So I don't know why. I don't know why is it that they can be stealing. All of them that quote unquote that been accused of corruption, mismanagement of county fund, public resources. As soon as they leave power, they give maximum 3 months, because for that 3 months, their salary will still be rolling. Immediately after that 3 months, they all gone broke. So it should tell you that no one individual success can benefit the country, but the country's success can benefit every person that lives in it. And that's the kind of mentality that we as a people need to develop. It's not about a young person. It's not about an old person. No, it's about your nature. If you are a criminal in nature, you remain criminal from childhood to old age. If you are good, if you are clean as a young person, you remain good and clean to old age. So that's just the point I want to make. But with the issue that has to do with corruption allegation, if the kind of thing that it is evident enough, or they have sufficient evidence, they can institute audit. I think if audit is the best way to uncover wrongdoings of administration, previous government, previous authority. I don't let people just going on the air to Ataisha on the film. You are the government. You are now the county superintendent. Because if you fail to conduct audit and you think that you want to tell us that Lee eat money, the day you leave for that, you will audit. You the Peter Yusuf. That you will audit. It means if there any misappropriation will not hold you, will hold you. It's the same thing that is happening now with the CDC government. When we took over in 2018, President Weah, the CDC, the government refused to audit Manaseli or the previous United Party for reasons best known to themselves. Now, United Party came out of power through President Waka and said, for me, the fact that I choose not to audit a predecessor, I'm not responsible for that. For me, I will audit you. And that's what is going on. So if Peter Yusuf feels that Lee might have misappropriated some funding, audit is the only answer to it. And I'm going to discuss it on Facebook, and I'm going to discuss it to Ataisha, discuss it on the radio, because it has to do with another person's character. And to discuss it, I must have evidence to bring the man down guilty. So if In the absence of audit, I consider it as an allegation. I consider it as an allegation in the absence of audit. Audit is the only thing that will answer to that. Because you're talking 78, you're talking 30 million, maybe the audit might uncover you more than that, or maybe the audit might even say, no, Superintendent Israel is lying, Lee did not do it, but there's the actual funding that Lee, former Superintendent Lee left in the account. So until that is done, whoever still Lee ate money is an allegation. That's my own opinion on that.
Patrick.
So thank you. Honestly, it is always bad for our country. When leaders serve and questions, arise about the allegation of of corruption may not have been proven yet, and it behooves the administration to initiate an audit to the GAC to know exactly what happened. But my question is that if Lee received, leaving 30 million in the account, and how much US dollar again?
So about 73,000.
Okay, and 73,000 US dollars in the account. If that's why he's living there, then how much did he use for county's development? How much did he use? What's the overall he received? Of which 30 million in Liberian dollars and 73,000 in US dollars. In the first place, Honorable Chea inherited over 88,000 US dollars for Prosper Brown's administration before receiving his own money. So, how much did he use for county's development projects? And it says yes, Chris in his capacity that he served, as an apologist or as the hierarchy of the government and the party at the time, we don't want to really be open to this particular issue, but he must also help us to know how many development projects were executed in 6 years, of which 30 million Liberian dollars left in the account, and some of the 3,000 US dollars been left in the account. There's my own thing. Sometimes your name should depict your action. One of the best government platform in this country ever that I can say that was really developed. President Weah development agenda. That the name he coined it with, Popo. That paper, that document offer great hope to the Liberian people. Why wouldn't Viestaman didn't do? Why wouldn't Acquittal didn't do? Why Samuel Kedo didn't do? Why Chancellor didn't do? Why Erin didn't do? Everything that they didn't do, that was what President Weah put together and said, now the elites have eaten, the elites have enjoyed. The locusts, the days of the locusts, the days the locusts have eaten are over. It's now the poor people's time. It's not the poor people's time. It's not to lift people from mattresses, raise their hope, and build a middle class. Maybe that was the essence of the document. So in Sinoe now, the purple agenda for development, which is probably now leaving 30 million in the Liberian, 30 million in the account, and then some of the 3,000, which is a good thing, which is probably leaving that amount in the account for continuation of development projects. How much did it use? How much did it use for development? And where is the development? Where can we find the projects that were done? So you see, so if you check around, you will not see any project in Sinoe. The only project one time I did all I could to research one time. I twist all the pages, all the documents in my possession. There was only one project I found on my main page. I call him Brutus Tule. Yeah. I said, I wanted to be to the page. I said, I can't find anything. I went on Brutus Tule's page and I found something. And I found an elementary school that was being done in what is intro there? Sanitize intro there. Yeah, sanitize intro there. I will get that time. When I say Sakwe area, I think on the mirror or something like that. Yeah, some of the school there. I think they said they were taking it from dead house to some concrete house. I don't even know if that school was finished and dedicated. So far, to my recollection, with my extensive coverage of the development projects in Sinoe, to my recollection, that's what I discovered so far. Former Senator TJ, he raised a red flag, but then being that he himself, he himself has this, he has skirmishes of corruption, and so people could not take his allegations seriously, and because it is said he who preaches equity must come with clean hands. So people did not look at people look at it politically. It wasn't a political season, so people say maybe people didn't give it credence. But he raised a red flag. He raised very substantial issues about the amount of money, totaling some $1 million in total of all the money that went to Sinoe County, for example. Though not proven yet, though unsubstantiated, but that was his claim as a senator who has oversight. I think Councilor Chea also to one time raised some issues, of county development. It was believed that the funds would not be disbursed. It was believed that the funds would not be disbursed by the finance ministry. Okay, so maybe we took it as that. So then, how did we get $30 million into the account? Then left. How did we get $73,000? And then Peter Fuller to applaud the superintendent outgoing for that, for leaving that amount in the account, for leaving it there. Really, I must salute him, like Prosper Brown, for leaving that amount of money in the account. We must salute him. We must celebrate him. We must decorate him for that. But it is also important to know how much did he receive in total, of which that amount has been left, and then what were the development projects that were executed, unfinished, started, dedicated, and all of that. We gotta be serious. 6 years, 18 years now. We are not ready. We are not ready to hide anything in Sinoe. Anything in Sinoe. Visually everything is just empty. Everything is just a diary. So I think it's a good thing. We should not find him guilty yet until he's put on trial for anything possible. But I believe in his innocence until there is a GSC report, that outlines how much he received and how much, he has spent. Second, to conclude on this thing, the area on which he came from, that area is making some history here. All right, Township back to back is producing superintendents. Back to back, producing superintendents. All right, it's a good thing. And I know the impact left there as well to a superintendent. I don't know, but I know GA is raising a very large animal farm. Yeah, he got cattle, he got cows, he has goats, he has sheep, he has planting, he has he has everything.
So, Patrick, before Christian wants to say something. Christian wants to say something before I bring it on. I think it's Elder Sua has a question for you. I think earlier when you were talking about Musu, and said, Patrick, please give me some clarity. Why you think Gloria Scott will not be asked to answer questions again if this case should be open for new investigation? Suppose some evidence is found that who have some link with her. I just need some clarification, he said.
All right, so to answer that question quickly, giving a little time to go to Article, I think 56. No, not this. Let me see the judiciary. Okay. Okay, so Article 66. So Article 66 of the Constitution says the Supreme Court shall be the final arbiter of constitutional issues and shall exercise final appellant judgment in all cases, whether emanating from courts of record, courts not of record, administrative agencies, autonomous agencies, or any other authority, both as to law and fact, except cases involving ambassadors or cases in which a country is a party. In all such cases, the Supreme Court shall exercise original jurisdiction. So what this means, according to the lawyer, in fact, and all lawyers and my little experience in the coverage of the judiciary over the years, is that when the Supreme Court says something, you can only disagree in your heart, in your opinion, in your dissatisfaction, but you cannot go and question it anyway or go say something about it again. So, for example, the lawyer said,
Patrick, you say you cannot question the decision of the Supreme Court?
No, you can only, as a human being, question it in your heart. I mean, it's a personal feeling, all right? It's a personal feeling you be expressing, but you cannot overturn it, or you cannot question it by reinventing, by reinventing and everything. In fact, that's why former Vice President Abbott God said, as much I disagree with the Supreme Court, as much I disagree with the Supreme Court, I accept it. So that means, what that means is that you would not agree. Yeah, you will not be satisfied. But what it says is final. And so that's why they will not go ask Gloria Musu Sky and others again. Oh, we'll find new evidence also can't answer.
So Patrick,
Patrick. Yeah.
I come and bring Patrick before I bring a question. I want you to kind of reconcile what you just read, Article 66 and the preamble to the Constitution, Article 1, which says that all power is inherent in the people, right?
Yeah.
All free governments are instituted by the authority and for their benefit, and they have the right to alter and reform the same when their safety and happiness so require. When their safety and happiness so require. So how do you reconcile that when you say the people cannot overturn the decision of the Supreme Court?
Okay, so you get it right. You get it right. That you say utter. So the key word in the article, the key word in the article is utter. All right, utter same as a safety and happiness so require. So for example, the only way now they can overturn the particular decision or any decision by the Supreme Court is to go for a referendum. So take for instance, the Christian worked for over a year or two, on a constitutional review committee. These are some of the questions that came about. These were some of the things that they were talking about. So that people's power now can only be exercised in Article 1 in a referendum. And not to just go and stand up one morning and say, Supreme Court, we not agree with you. No. Only in a referendum, such alteration can take place. But for now, that's it. As said about Article 66 of the Constitution.
Okay, all right. Let's bring question, but I think I don't agree with interpretation. But let's bring question.
Okay, Doug, let me start with the councilor issue with Patrick before I go to the lead issue. The comment I want to make before I made it. The article that Patrick just read, is not applicable to the case if the file should be reopened. The article you just read, it means that the fact that the subordinate court brought a guilty verdict on Councilor Scout, former Chief Justice, and a lawyer took an appeal to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court came down with the decision. The state cannot take appeal to any other court again, follow in the same matter with respect to Councilor Scout being the defendant. It means that in this case that went to court abroad, they guilty verdict that took her to jail for 1 year plus, have been decided by the Supreme Court. But if she decide, or if whoever decide to reopen the file, when you reopen the file, it means you are starting new investigation. And once you are starting new investigation, Councilor Scar being one of the accomplices or one of the accused person, she will answer question. Because why? The murder or the alleged murder occurred in her compound before her face. So there is no way you investigate whoever person that will be accused when the case is reopened and leave Councilor Scar out. No. But the Supreme Court being the final arbiter of justice means that the case that went before the Supreme Court, that the Supreme Court had decided and brought a non-guilty verdict cannot be, there can be no appeal any other area. All of you might go to ECOWAS, but you know ECOWAS cannot interfere with any of another country. They can only advise, they can only recommend. But it can be legally barred. Like in the case of Kabina Jale, you saw it. When the Supreme Court decided the case of Kabina Jale, it went to ECOWAS came out with ruling and recommendation, but the government ignored it because it has no immediate legal binding on any country. Every country's higher court is the Supreme Court. But if the file is reopened, it means a new investigation. We call that, it means that the case will be returned to status quo ante, meaning that it will be heard as though it was never heard before. So in that case, Councilor Scar now will be brought to answer questions.
So they know what that means again, Chris? You know what that means again? No. So it means now it means that it will all boil down again to the Supreme Court. Because, for example, if you want to charge Musu Sky against a defendant in this case again, for example, all right, if you want to charge against a defendant or three others, all lawyers will run back to the Supreme Court and say no. The woman Geoffrey said she was innocent, or no, there was no evidence. She's made question again, and the Supreme Court will block it. They will block it again. They will say it's unconstitutional.
No, okay. I come in, Patrick. Let me just bring something to your mind, Patrick. I'm not a lawyer, but like you say, I've been around the court for long. Criminal cases, the prosecution of criminal cases are far more different than civil cases and other cases. The criminal cases, at any time, a new evidence submerged, the case can be tried. Because at the end of the day, justice is what they are looking for. The reason the Supreme Court ruled in favor of Gloria Scar not because she just Gloria Scar or she former Chief Justice, but because they say there is no sufficient evidence. So, and she or her team of lawyers are the one who say they will be asking for the reopening of the file. So if they reopen the file and they found evidence point to what Gloria Scar will be held.
Okay, so for your indulgence quickly, while we're going on, two of us will not agree, and that may not agree with me as well. But to satisfy the person who asked a question, to satisfy their curiosity as to what it means or what I mean, let me connect with Councilor Serena first quickly. He will give us 1 minute of his time right here on the platform to tell us exactly whether anybody can indict Musu Scar again or not.
All right, go ahead.
Say Musu Scar reopen. Not anybody can indict Musu Scar. Is not the question. If Musu Scar reopen the case file and any evidence point towards her, what becomes of her? That should be the question. You getting me?
Yeah, I think he's on mute.
Okay. So when it comes down, that should be the question. Will I say somebody going down Musu Scar? If she reopen the case file for new investigation and new evidence point towards her, she will be held.
All right, guys, so you're following Voices Sinoe here. We are discussing an array of issues. We want to say thank you to all of you that are joining us. I've seen people that are viewing. I think a lot of people that are viewing from YouTube. I've seen Angeline Weir watching. I've seen James Panto is watching. I'm saying the president of USA, Francis Clark Myers, is watching. She said we are watching via YouTube. I think I'm getting a lot of feedback. Let me see here. I've seen Mr. Lutobo Tape, the Bishop Tape. I've seen Oliver Sadie. Oliver Sadie monitoring you guys live from my new Materi Estate resident, Reverend Sua. I want to say thanks for following. My wife is following. How you doing, honey? Thanks for following us. I seen Junior Quito Kyoto. Yeah, sorry, man. When I call your name right, I apologize. Yeah, Kyoto. Yeah, so these are the people I'm seeing, at least from my side here. Other people watching from other platforms. I don't know whether Patrick's still on. Yeah, but we were just talking about Lee Nagbe Chea, and like you guys said, I mean, it's not a conviction, it's a new article. So this is the voice of Sinoe. We just thought to bring happenings, things that are going on in the county so that people can know. I mean, so we are not saying the former superintendent is guilty of anything, but we just want to bring to the public, to our viewers, what the leaders allegedly did and stuff of that nature. You know, and that's why we just wanted to highlight, because it's in the news, so we just thought to highlight it. Christian, let go to before Patrick comes. Let's talk about this issue right here, which I think you're familiar with. We elect the president, the vice president. We elect lawmakers. We elect Paramount Chiefs. We elect, clan chief and stuff like that. But the superintendent who runs the county is not elected. He's appointed by the president. So I want us to discuss it. Why is that so? What is the judicial reasoning beyond that, if any? Let me unmute you. Go ahead.
Let me start with the issue of the president and the vice president. You know, chapter 6 of the
all right. So quickly. Okay, so I gotta respond. Chris, you're right. Okay, so I can't get it online because it's already the chief of the Supreme Court they are talking. But yeah, so you say yes, she can. If new evidence link her, she can aid the police. She can aid the police in the investigation. However, if new evidence link her also as per DNA or pathological, results and everything else again, yeah, she go face indictment.
Okay. So Twabo is he has a legal background, even though it's not formal, but it's informal. Yeah, he been around legal people. Yeah.
No problem. It'll be for one day.
No, it's doable. You're still young.
Yeah.
You still have some time in your favor. But go ahead. What you were saying earlier.
Yeah. So the issue about electing the president, vice president, and lawmakers, and why not elect superintendent, and why be the judicial reason beyond that. So let me start with the issue of the president and the vice president. Chapter 6 is a constitution. Sections 50 and 51 establish the office of the president and vice president and state the tenures of the two offices. And it is enshrined in the law that these two offices, to occupy the offices, as well as the president, the vice president, it must be elected, except wherein the president is incapacitated or the president dies, and then the vice president will be, enshrined the office and the tenure of the president, and that new vice president who has become president can also appoint the new vice president. That's the only way the president and vice president can get, can be, that's the only way you can send to the presidency or the vice presidency without election. But the two must be elected. Now, Article 56B, talks about the elections of chiefs, the Paramount Chiefs, the clan chiefs, and the town chiefs. That is Article 56B talks about that. Now, Article 54C, of the 1986 Constitution gives the president the power to appoint county superintendents. Article 54C gives the president the constitutional authority to appoint county superintendents. Now, so for the fact that it has been that way, it doesn't mean that it should remain, or it doesn't mean that it is good, right? But the question as to why he has been that because that's what the law provides. That's what the Constitution provides. And the Constitution being our organic law, it cannot be changed by just individual, by just anybody, except through legislative amendments. So it has been that way because of what the Constitution provides. But the Local Government Act has their recommendation got a proposed amendment, and they propose an amendment for so many positions, and it can be found chapter 2 subsection 2.3b of the Local Government Act. If you go there, you'll see what I'm about to say. They recommended the amendment of Article 54 so that superintendents will not be appointed by president. So that superintendent will be elected by their people in the various counties. They made that proposed amendment because for it to be done, it had to be legislated and acted into law. You can't just go and say elected superintendent because the law, as we speak, did not provide for that. And they also speak of like assistant minister's position. In the recommendation, they say assistant minister, should be dissolved and they should be considered as a civil servant position. Because that is not much assistant ministers can do in the presence of deputy ministers. So to reduce the wage bill of government, we pay people according to the rate of ministers. All assistant minister position should be reduced to a civil servant job. They also made a proposed amendment. So until this amendment can be legislated, the president still have the authority to appoint county superintendents. But I think their concern is in the interest of the locals, because if the locals will be part of the decision that will be electing their superintendent will have fear for them and in administering the leadership of the county. But the Constitution says that when the president appoints you, you work at the will and pleasure of the president. And that's why you will find out in many counties, the superintendents will not be working, in the interest of the people, or the people will lose confidence in county superintendent, but they will still remain in position because they enjoy the confidence of the president. And we also, of course, so many delays in development, so many problems for a lot of counties development. So if the superintendent is aware he or she is being elected by the people, he will feel accountable to the people and he will want to do the right thing. Because if he or she fails to do the right thing, the next election, the people might boot him out or bullet out, like in the case of our representatives and lawmakers. So, that's why it has been that, because the Constitution provides for that. But my
my point is, I understand that's why the Constitution provides, but for some reason, a lot of feedback coming from your end when somebody's talking. Yeah. So, are you hearing me? Okay. Yeah. Let me talk now on mute too. So, like I was saying, I was trying to get the reasoning. Why is it that the crafter of the Constitution, they say the clan chiefs and the paramount chief, and there's a weird thing in that provision as well, which talks about the election of the clan chief and those people. Okay, they say that's Article 54B, for example. They say there shall be election of paramount chiefs, paramount, clan, and town chiefs by the registered voters in their respective localities to serve for a term of 6 years, right? They may be re-elected and may be removed only by the president, provided for misconduct and all that thing they said. But that's a strange thing. Okay, they said the people should elect their paramount chiefs and the stuff, and they said the president can remove the man that the people elected. It's just too much power to the president. Why should the president remove somebody elected by the people? So I got a problem with that. That provision in the Constitution.
Yeah, thank you. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
Good. This was one of the reasons why during the tenure of President Sirleaf, in your second term, the Constitution Review Committee was set up. Because from all indication, a lot of our laws in our 1986 Constitution does not correspond about to this reality. A lot of these laws are outdated. A lot of those things that were being done yesteryears are not feasible now. The framers of the Constitution at the time, I don't want to use the word that they were power greedy, but they gave so much power to the presidency. They gave so much power to the presidency at the time. And the reason bears known to them, to the framers of the Constitution. But Liberian people voted in a referendum with grudge, with anger. Let's put it that way, with anger. Saying there were so many things. There were so many, prepositions that went for referendum, but they voted because it talks about dual citizenship at the time. I don't know how they understood it, how they saw it. They voted no to everything. They talked about the reduction in the tenure of a senator from 9 years to 6 years. Most of the politicians campaign against it. They talked about the reduction of the tenure of a representative from 6 years to 4 years. Politicians campaign against it because they want to stay longer time in power. Now knowing that it will not only be them, because tomorrow you in power, today you will leave power. But those that were in power thought that it was their tenure that people were wanted to reduce, so they used their political influence in their constituencies, in their districts, in their counties, and our majority of our population being illiterate, sorry to say, so they fell for it and they just voted no. It even talks about the tenure of and the retirement tenure of the Chief Justice. I think from 70 to 60 years. They were like even the presidency from 6 to 4 years. All of politicians said because Manaseri has served 12 years, so the next person coming, she won't reduce the politician to 4 years. Could you imagine? Not knowing that the presidency is not dedicated to one person or to a particular person. So politicians begin selfish in their mind and they influence the citizenry and they use the vulnerability of the knowledgeability of our people and they just penetrated them, and at the end of the day they work around 4 on 0. But these were some of the reasons that the government at the time felt that the laws had to be revisited so that it will suit our today's life. It will suit our today's living. The president is elected. Tanchi is elected. They say the president can remove an elected official. For cost. So all these things I think have been looked at in the local government act. A lot of if you read the local government act, you see a lot of proposed amendments, and I believe if the current policy makers of today look at that document, would not be selfish enough and see Liberia and not see themselves as, because they are in the position now, and most of the things pass, we're going to have a better constitution that will conform to our today's Liberia.
Patrick, what is your take?
Yeah, so you see, the whole Liberian constitution is a scam. Yeah.
You don't think it's a strong word, man?
Yeah. The reason, it's a scam. I mean, a lot of bad things inside our constitution, and a lot of unimplemented things. The people just sit down. Yeah, good work. And let me applaud. May peace be to his ashes. Let Amos Sawyer. Let Amos Sawyer did a fantastic job. A job spoiled by Edward B.M. Kessler, who reviewed the Constitution. So you see the contradictions in the Constitution. You see the contradictions and some of the things that are currently in this Constitution became a battle of contention between two scholars, two smart people, two brains. One brain wrote a constitution according to the will and pleasure of the people. What they've been fighting for. What it looks like. One man came and said, one man go review it, and one man go review it and say, no, Mr. President, you see the other one. So Mr. President, the other one here, the other one here, they do it. So all those things today, they are hunting us. That's why you see the Constitution, it looks the way it is, because of the two forces that deal with it. Now, here we are today. The Constitution is saying that you can elect the president and chiefs and else and this and that, right? But yes, I think it says the president should be yes. 38 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 38 years. Yeah, 38 years. 38 years now, we are not being able to implement the things in the Constitution. All right, we are not being able to elect our mayors. We have not been able to elect our chiefs. And, we're not being able to elect. We're electing the president, who is so powerful and doing everything, as he desires, and as he claims, or deems fate. So it's bad. Then the other thing is that in a very constitution, I think, the Constitution talks about Article 10 something. It talks about education for the people, right? Yeah, education is a right. See, the last one John called it John Colley talked about it. He talked about it. He campaigned on it. Nothing. So a lot of things. But the essence that the question you asked, why should a president be elected? Why should a vice president be elected? Why are they elected? Why lawmakers are elected? They're simply elected to do, execute, and implement, the wishes and aspirations of the people, as we read in Article 1 of the Constitution. Everybody can go sit down one place to say we are the government, but the government, as per the idea.
Patrick, I'm not cutting out the provision you referenced about the education, right? It's Article 6. It's poignant, right? Let me just read it quick. It's interesting. It says Article 6, the Republic shall, because of the vital role assigned to the individual citizen under this Constitution for the social, economic, and political well-being of Liberia, provide equal access to educational opportunities and facilities for all citizens to the extent of available resources. He is off. Let's see whether you come back. Tobacco is still off. Yeah, so as I was saying, and the last sentence there, that is critical. It says emphasis shall be placed on the mass education of the Liberian people and the elimination of illiteracy. Patrick.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, welcome back.
Okay.
Yeah, so the provision, let me read it again because it's very important that you pointed that out. It's important. So it's Article 6. The Republic shall, because of the vital role assigned to the individual citizen under this Constitution for the social, economic, political, and political well-being of Liberia, provide equal access to educational opportunities and facilities for all citizens to the extent of available resources. Now, the critical line is the last line. It says, emphasis shall be placed on the mass education of the Liberian people and the elimination, listen, Patrick, the elimination of illiteracy. This is the critical line here, and that's why I like the city when Joia declared education free in the country. I love that policy because it was in line with the Constitution, Yeah, but go ahead, Patrick. Go ahead.
Yeah. So Amon Sawyer himself being a doyen, being a doyen of intellectualism, an educator, a professor, he saw it fit. To say let it be the responsibility of government to do it. But how many persons living in the country every year on government scholarship? How many persons? It's very scarce. Even when few opportunities are available, the people they call within a cycle. Oh, that yeah, my man.
Patrick, I don't like to interrupt you, but I want to analyze. Let's go in the minds of the framers of the Constitution. Why is it that they made the legislative or the lawmakers to be elected, the town chiefs and those different people, they say they should be elected, the president, but then they exclude the county superintendents? Why is that so? Is it because of fear that, okay, if we elect Tobacco, for example, Tobacco might say, when president tells you something, you say, why the people elect me? Or, so I'm not listening to you. Or it could be that maybe giving the grief of power by whom people will say, what, I can declare myself country, For Sinoe County, for example, they say, Tobacco will say, the people elected me, so I'm a president, so I don't want to listen to you guys. Is that because of fear or what? I just want to kind of play in the minds of the framers. Why did they make the council the position of superintendent to be appointed position and not elected?
Yeah, so I think if we should play on the mind or read from the mind of the frame of the Constitution, I think one of the reasons is the unitary nature of Liberia. One of the possible reasons why the superintendents are not elected is the unitary nature of Liberia. Remember Article 1? Is that Article 1? Is that Article 1? Is that Article 1 said? No. The first opening of the Constitution says Liberia is a unitary state, but it in Article 2 or 3 coming down. All right, but from the opening stage, okay, from the opening phrases of the Constitution, you will see it right there. All right, Liberia is a unitary state. All right, with a centralized power. All right, so yeah,
it's Article 3. Yeah.
Okay, all right, thank you. So Liberia is a unitary state with a centralized power. So if they elect the superintendents who in a federal context are governors, for example, you'll be taking much more power from the presidency, and in the event of revolt, against the president, definitely it will be. I mean, it will be much more chaotic. So I think that one reason from the unitary perspective. The other reason could be that, you know, in order for the president to have his will over the people who serve at his will and pleasure or at her will and pleasure must also be in the counties.
Yeah, go ahead, Patrick. We'll listen to you.
Okay, yeah. Must be available to him. So I think that could be another possible reason why the framers also excluded the superintendents from being elected. And then clearly, the framers think that the superintendents who themselves are should be working at the will, the pleasure of the president as well, should be should have some sort of executive power.
Patrick, I also want to help our audience, right? So I'm trying to quote certain things. The Constitution does not have will in it. It just it says here, which is Article 56, all cabinet ministers, deputy and assistant cabinet ministers, ambassadors, ministers, and consuls, superintendents of counties, and other government officials, both military and civilian, appointed by the president pursuant to this Constitution, shall hold their offices at the pleasure of the president. So no will. Okay. So now I hear people say at the will. No, it didn't say will. At the pleasure of the president. But my thing too is the president is serving the people. Why should the people be serving the will or the pleasure of the president and not the pleasure of the people? But go ahead, Patrick. I just wanted to make that correction.
Okay, all right. So this is the thing. This is what makes democracy difficult in our context in Liberia. Okay, in Africa, this is what makes democracy. Everybody carry the same mentality and the same context and the same style. All right, nobody wants to improve or something except for a few other countries that say, okay, that make it different. Now, for countries that are improving small, at least they have a mixture, democratic parliamentary system. They have the prime minister, they got the president, and they got other people. But in Liberia, it's just a president. So once the people serve to the will of the president or the pleasure of the president, it makes it difficult right now. In fact, this is why bringing on the whole Kwahala now with McGill stuff. Like recently, if you ever heard, McGill was going to the Supreme Court to secure a writ of prohibition against LACC because power. He was using presidential power. All right, he was all the things that you're accusing him of. Those things were done, they were done to the acquiescence of the president. The president empowered him to do so. But then, if you read now, if you read the Supreme Court's opinion in the Samuka's case, the Supreme Court said, okay, Samuka, the president asked you to do this thing here. Yes, but you have an option to refuse. Okay, but even if you can refuse, another option was you could call the justice minister to say, okay, please for the president, I can't do it. I can't do it. It's quite illegal. But if the justice minister still feel you to say, okay, you can't pass the president, then you yourself now you can say, okay, Mr. President or Madam President, I can't do it because it is illegal, even though it is your will. There is my resignation. All right. So you see now, so Magina look at it to see, Magina look at it back to see, but then if I go to the Supreme Court now, Supreme Court may deny me possibly. And yes, of course, they're advising. So he goes back to the Supreme Court to say, no, I want prohibition again. I will go through the probe, I will go through the investigation, and whatever that will come up, I will go for it. Because if possible again, the Supreme Court may say, oh man, to the will of the pressure or at the will of the pressure, I mean, you see have an option. And so I mean the frameworks did not do well actually when it comes to the ball. Well, I think they were following the US Constitution. I think they follow the US style. Amos Sawyer and others really they delve deeply into the US Constitution to get those things, to get those things in our Constitution. Yeah, I think that's what they did.
Okay, Paul, let's climb us on the point so we can go to something else.
Thank you. The last point of my friend or Patrick is just what I wanted to speak to. You see the issue of McGill using presidential power has made some state to the issue of the quote-unquote supplementary payroll. If I were McGill, if I believe actually that payroll was a supplementary payroll, I would not be afraid. I would not even pray for anything called prohibition from the Supreme Court against LCC. Except because there's a difference between supplementary payroll and non-existent employee payroll. What do I mean? Supplementary payroll, as far as my knowledge is concerned, was initiated by Manasarif. My mother was a classroom teacher for over 8 years under Manasarif government. She never on a CSA payroll to them that she's retired, but she was on supplementary payroll. There are a lot of classroom teachers that were on supplementary payroll, some of whom are Rosaza and employed from Sinoe when you were Deputy Minister for Administration or the Ministry of Education. As we speak, even in this current government of Bouaka, they still have supplementary payroll. There are a lot of new people that they have hired, they have employed, they have brought around on CSA payroll, but they're taking pay. So that's supplementary payroll. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you have a payroll that has 720 personnel, for example, and maybe the payroll existed and the needs were on it, but those people not existed, then it becomes a problem. What do I mean? You design a payroll, the money comes every month, but the actual names of those people on the payroll, the physical presence is not seen around. They are not coming to work. They are not signing in. They are not signing out. They are nowhere to be found in the system. If it is that case with this 720 near McGill, then maybe that's why you have to pray for all the prohibitions around here. But if it is not that case, if the people were actually going to work, those that were on the payroll, the supplementary payroll, if they existed and they were going to work, doing their job and getting salary, it's not a crime. Because supplementary payroll, all government runs supplementary payroll. As far as my knowledge, from Manasari did. Even President Bouaka today have a supplementary payroll. But with the fear of seeing McGill running around, maybe that payroll is different from just a supplementary payroll. Maybe it was another payroll that have people new on their salary running. Here, don't know where they are. They don't want to turn out executive mansion. They don't want to work. No record, they are signing in and signing out. If it is that kind of payroll, then he is in trouble. But if it is a supplementary payroll, they have no reason to be afraid. Because supplementary means that a government hire you, you perform a function for government, you are taking pay for the function you run until the CSA can absorb you. Nothing illegal in that.
Okay, so I don't want to go off track because we're talking about supplementary payroll. I want this is Sinoe County wanted people to be informed primarily about Sinoe County, right? So the senator of Sinoe County, Senator Augustine Chea, I think about 2 days ago, he was on Sinoe Forum or something, or Sinoe Community Radio addressing the county. And I think one of the guys who is his supporters, one of his supporters actually, Lester did a beautiful job, gave a summary of what the senator spoke about. So I want us to just briefly analyze that, then we'll go to our last talking point on this show, and then we'll call it a day. So I just wanted to read the critical area of Lester's communication. So he talked about the achievements of the senator. So he said achievements as a senator or legislator addressing this concern. He said Senator Chea highlights his position as chairman of judiciary, human rights, and claims, and pension and petitions, and referring his role. All the he named all of that, right? And then he said, in his role as legislator, he has put forth 3 bills since his election, namely agriculture self-sufficiency bill. You talk about ferry transport bill. That's something I heard Senator Chea saying in Parliament a lot. Technical and vocational education training, or TVED commission bill. Now, this is the critical part that I want us to pay attention to. After saying that, he said, when speaking about what he has done since he became senator of Sinoe County, Senator Chea thought to exclude those projects, right, and other activities he rendered when he got elected in 2018. So what he about to name is the recent ones, right? He's not talking about the previous ones, okay? So, and pointed directly to those he implements after his election in 2020, okay? So he wanted to say, in his words, he quoting the senator now, in his words, he so far has given and continues to give scholarships. Beautiful, right? We don't know the number of scholarships he gave, but he says scholarship. They speak vague. They are not specific. Is that 2? Is that 3? Is that 4? We don't know, but he says scholarships. That's why these politicians do the bamboozle, the fool our people. So we're giving scholarships. They don't define. I mean, is that elementary level? Is that middle school level? Is that high school level? Is that college level? They just say scholarship. Okay, let's go ahead. So he said, in his words, and he so far has given and continued to give scholarships, creates jobs, okay, job opportunities. He said the man create, I don't know what you are in Sinoe, you are in Liberia. I don't know what a job opportunity that's Senator Chea creating for our people. If you know, when you get your opportunity, please educate us. And say that he creates job opportunities, constructing approximately 150,000 USD school in government camp. That's something he said. And constructs 6 hand pumps in all the towns along the sea coasts. All the towns along the sea coasts. Dube Statutory District. Okay. According to the senator, he quoting the senator again. He not say I say. He say according to the senator. According to the senator, let me see. I've jumped. Let me see. Yeah, according to the senator, he will begin. He will begin. He has not started yet, right? After he finished building all the hand pumps along the coastal line, all the towns and villages, the build hand pumps along those lines, right? He said, according to this, he will begin. Remember, I want this to go home, to be nailed home, right? Which is, this is Senator Chea's second term, even if the first one wasn't long enough. But his second term in office now, before he got re-elected. So we expected him to at least cover the entire county by now. But anyway, let's leave it. So he said, according to the senator, he will begin with the construction of the administrative building in Dube and a guest house in, I think it's Tawe. Hopefully I got that right. Tawe, Bayan statutory districts. During the upcoming dry season. So the other people, when it's raining, you can do the hand pump. But when the other people time, they say you'll wait for dry season. Okay, so we those are not alone the coastal line. We are waiting for dry season before Senator Chea caters to us. Okay, he went on to say, thereafter, after the feeling with the dry season one, I said thereafter, his development initiatives who tread down, now they're coming down. Listen, I want you guys to follow the chronology. He started from the sea coast. He did everything. The sea coast is not well. Everything ever done. But when it comes to the North Sea coast era, that will. Okay. So after his developmental initiative will tread down to Tajuwan, Sinkom, Joason, Sanquin, Wakaba, and Didepo statutory districts respectively. I mean, so some people maybe are thinking too differently from you guys, but why is it that the senator development he concentrating on the East Coast or on the sea coast, the towns alone? Or he said all, he needs to say some. He said all the towns along the sea coast. He even building schools on that side. But he said, I'm waiting for dry season for the people that are not on the sea coast. I mean, he did not use that, but the way it means the Sinkom, the Tajuwan, they are not along the sea coast, you know. So what I see that as discrimination. Maybe you guys can differ with me, but what is your take?
Okay, can I come in?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Bravo.
All right, good, thank you. You know that at the level of the Senate, with the legs of former Senator Chea, the late Senator Yempa, the late Senator Nagbe, and now Senator Chea. Senator Chea is one of the luckiest child of Sinoe County to have become senator in the form and manner he became senator. Very lucky man. The lucky high is not from around Liberia, it's not from even on earth. He's a very lucky man. And what do I mean? There's a man who went to Sinoe, I think almost at the age of 60 or at the age of 60 years, 60 something years, he went to Sinoe. He had never had any relationship with Sinoe activities, had no impact in Sinoe, nothing in Sinoe to show. In fact, the year you're going to Sinoe, the year he built a house that after you finish your house the next year before you went to Sinoe. Then you that now you start building your house today, for example. Then after you completed the following year, you go contest. Then you win as representative. That's how Chea became senator. But Chea is the first senator who is a cool man that I won more vote in the sample in the history of Sinoe politics and election. The records are there. Everybody want to dispute it. The records are still there on NEC website. But even after the election of Senator Chea, he has not gone to any of the sample town to say, my people, thank you for the vote you gave me. But rather, you are comparing his vote with that of Robert Kuya's vote. But when Senator Chea is from Buta, it's from Buta district, you want remain Buta, even though Buta people have not seen you for the past 60 years, but you want remain Buta. So how do you think, you should win Romeo in Nomapo, for example?
Right.
That's political belonging. Buta people voted because they fair election, even though they are not seeing you for 60 years. So they voted you want Romeo, but you complain why you did not overwhelmingly win a sample town over a sample man, but even though the sample man did not win a group town over you. But those who stood on the line and certified and voted for you, their vote did not count amongst the vote that made you win. So you are not going to any sample town or even say thank you. That's the first thing. He is more travel listed than Chea. Let me tell you this today. The difference between he and Chea, when Chea has issue with you, he can look in your face and tell you that, oh, my man, yeah, my issue with you, and you myself, until the issue is resolved, I don't want to see you around me, or you will not do that, you will not do it. That's the kind of, I prefer somebody who will tell me in my face that you're not my friend. Right. And they won't pretend that I'm your friend, but then deep down in your heart, you don't see me as a friend. That's the difference between Senator Chea and how you call it Councilor Chea. And when you put Chea today, you put Chea 100 times, I will take Chea. Chea is a travelist. He's a certificated traveler. Travelist. That's what he is. Chea has never want to acknowledge the effort of every single person that ever supported him. Even Babu Zaza put one election on the land, a rare campaign of Chea. Chea did not recognize that. He did not appreciate that. That's the record of Chea. So, Chea doing this. The first thing, Senator Chea won 2018 and 2020 on deception, on lies. He fooled the people of Sinoe. He said you were building a place. He said it was a local beer factory. You made beverages affordable to appeal the country. You said that a local because you were former lawyer of beer factory. You got connection, blah, blah, blah. So all the business community were running behind. And when business people support you, important how you can be there. Oh, Chea will bring, blah, blah, blah. You were building another place. He said it was a local law offices in the county where you will open a law firm to be providing legal services to poor people, blah, 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 blah. That law office today, he had turned it around to building for. That's how I saw his offices for lease. He better regional offices for lease, building for lease. It's no more law office that will render services to the poor people. He constructed a building, he put on a standard vocational training center. The one we're asking Lester about that is, he didn't know what to say. He started writing all kind of things about me. He rented a standard vocational training center. He painted a building. In fact, people we went there. CDC we went there to dedicate a building for a re-election. Some people say, "Oh, the first man ever to bring vocational school in Southern Nigeria will vote for the man." The people voted in. After the election, he turned the building around. He said he go to Southern Community College because he can't afford to run a vocational institute. But even though he lied to the people of Sano that he had built for their vocational training center, now for the people to go to the vocational training center, it's not operational. GHL want to Sano Community College. For what? No one knows. Because you cannot even host one department of the community college. So you can tell me you tell them for them to use it as a campus for which we should praise it. Because you cannot host the entire community college. That's the deception you're building. Even the school that is building capable by the governor of Liberia that has teachers quarter does not cost more than $50,000 US. You're building six class room school in Mamambo. You say you're spending $150,000. Who you tell that this year? That the people who allow the sequel, some of them who have not seen Greenway before, I didn't want you to tell that they believe it. The cost of that school would be around 25 to 30,000 that you're building in Mamambo. He brave to go on the radio, on the national platform, and say, I've been in a school in Community that costs more than 50,000. But my brother, this is a sound we have had. People of this corridor, people who do all this, but election time, all forget and start looking at where's a Sabo man, where's a Crew man, where's a Jirebo man, and where's a Congo man. We don't keep the track record of our leaders. We don't keep the track record of our children that were born to know whether they can actually lead us to save our country, to save our community. But election every time we start identified by tribe, by session, by village, by culture, by tradition, and by religion, and you get in the rest. So that's the problem of Sano. People that cheer should not even be in the leadership of Sano. Because you have no trade record in Sano, no travel. The only senator, the only senator who won in that county on the basis of his effort, on the basis of what he has done, is Quidon Duncan. Quidon Duncan did not win because he's a crew man or because he's a supplement. No. Quidon Duncan won the election in that county because of what he did in the country for the people. It might not be sufficient to save Sano alone, but because of what he did there. GNA won because of tribal sympathy. So let bring Patrick in here. Let bring Patrick in. Let me let my total on Chea so the people who really know who Chea is. The next draft that coming when Chea go on the other side, you will start from Stanford District, Tajiwon District. Don't be surprised when you read drafts on Siko what cover the whole election finish. Now Chea ready. Okay.
Patrick.
Yeah. So.
But you get a context of what we are discussing, though.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. So first of all, I'll follow what you outlined about the senator. But the good thing about it is that I've always told people and said that in Sano politics, in a re-emergence of democracy, was Sino. There's only one lucky politician, or one lucky businessman turned politician. There's one lucky person. Look, to win an election in Sano has never been a walk in the park. Of course, especially a senatorial election, it has never been a walk in the park. Maybe one person who won his second term with a landslide with less burden. I think it was Councillor Joseph Nagbe late. Yeah, 2011. I think his second term was seen as tough or contentious, as other elections have been. So but for him,
we can call him a lucky person because he was already an incumbent and already sitting. So when it was okay, but when it comes to lucky politicians in Sinoe, somebody who is very lucky to get years, not 9 years, but I think 11 years to get 11 years political power at no cost, at no tension, at very cool realization. Councillor Chea, actually, and with what he got so much from the people of Sinoe, much will be expected of him. Much will be expected of him across the county. In fact, because he broke the record. In fact, he broke the record on trial by other things as well too. They put voting on one side too. I think one person also who broke that record, by the luck he brought. Yeah, he was able to incorporate. Just imagine, Honorable Zaza, who had a political career, since 2012, never went public. Was a candidate, never went public to say they even was Zaza's own brother or his own late kinsman. In 2014, he never even came public. He never make any radio appearance to say we are carrying Mambuto Nyimpa, for example. He didn't do that, even though he was in the field campaigning, but he didn't come public. Hold on, mass gathering in Greenville or anywhere to say, even we are carrying, let us carry Mambuto for a past second term. But he did that. He did that for Councillor Chea. So it should tell anybody or everyone the kind of luck he brought. Free rare. But then, the things that have been outlined, I think maybe within 9 years, much is expected of Councillor Chea amongst all elected persons in Sinoe. Because what? He didn't make any sacrifice for it. Before, when the war ended in 2005, in 2003, and then subsequent elections in 2005, and then government started in 2006. The name, of all our presence in Sinoe, and in fact, some of our presence on the media, and all our interactions, we do not hear the name Councillor Chea. The Sinoe Students Union, the Sinoe University Students Union can even attest to this, that during their struggle days, you will call some of them around here. During their struggle days, all right, when the issue of school fees were high on them, and you would not hear name like Councillor Chea as a donor to that time. You not hear such name. And but in 2014, 2016, 2017, coming back home, at least to invest in his business. And he did well, honestly, to get back home in 2016, build a very big, establish a beer substation, a cement depot. He brought some trucks to the county that were being contracted by GVL. And he did a lot of things. So as a businessman, he was very, very fortunate, very, very lucky to have gotten that job. Now come to the dividend. The dividend now, as you said, getting the dividend is what he has to try very hard, and to give back much as was given to him, by the people. Remember, he's a chairman on the Committee on Judiciary, the most powerful committee in the legislature. All right, that committee, most powerful. So, I would also want you to know that the circuit court in Sinoe, the judicial complex, that complex has not finished. If you go across the country, that complex is the only complex that is not finished. So he on that committee as well must encourage the judiciary, call the Chief Justice. As the Chief Justice, why is the judicial complex in Sinoe has not finished yet? The complex will be fenced. It's supposed to be fenced, it's supposed to be curtained, it's supposed to be air conditioned, it's supposed to be it's supposed to have every facility that all other complexes across the country have. But the complex is in an open air there. Anybody can walk in anytime. All right, no security for the complex. And he is the chairman on judiciary. I think he needs to leverage that particular oversight authority call the committee, call the Chief Justice, call those responsible, so they ensure that they fence that complex, they finish it to the fullest. That's one aspect of it. Education, yeah, it must be commendable as well too, to be a school. We can't substantiate we need to contact lists. We need to contact lists. We need to contact lists to how do you call it, to authenticate, all right, because lists is responsible to do government, to do legislative projects. So lists perhaps is to authenticate the project, what it costs, and everything like that. Let's hear. So another thing is that we also need to know the school. The last time because they will fair out when I post said that the school that he built, because his overwhelming election, that crazy was in the campaign. His overwhelming election in 2018. It came on the platter of that particular vocational and technical education school. Yeah, it came on that platter. That's the number one factor. Every young person education, every young person wanted hope. Every young person wanted to be liberated, allocated for illiteracy. So everybody was going the way of that particular school, say, yes, we want that school. So the last time I posted that school was a scam or a failed political promise. I mean, they came at me responding, aggressively. But that was okay. But
Patrick, I want you to let me come in. Conclude your talk.
Yeah. So the most honorable thing that will be expected, of Councillor Chea, and that he must reverse that school, take it back from the Central Community College. The college just does not need it. They must put money in the budget to build a facility for the college. All right, they must put money in the budget to build a facility for the Central Community College. But the college does not need that building, and he must take it back and then go to the people and tell the people in the long run, perhaps will start a school project. But I think not going along with that particular school project, I think it was not a good thing on the part of Senator Chea. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Patrick, and thank you, Twabo, for your insight. For once, I think somebody and myself were on the same page, Twabo specifically. But you see, Councillor Chea, let me just start this way. I'm happy that we got the campaign of tribalism out of power in Sinoe County, which is Milton Tiaje. And I cannot wait for us to eject another tribal zealot from power in Sinoe County, which is Augustine Chea. Like tribal writer indicated, Senator Chea is like a rat, like a mouse in the house, right? Senator Chea not Senator Chea, but Milton Tiaje will come and he got a loud mouth, so he will just say what he wants to, and he's done with it. But Senator Chea is that house mouse or the rat in the house that will be biting you, that will be eating on your foot and blowing you at the same time, putting bridge there so you don't feel the pain. That's what he is. And we, the young people of Sinoe County, we have an obligation to do away with such people from our politics. I like the fact that the so-called old heads who are the problems in Sinoe County are getting out of the way. And Senator Chea is one of the major factors. For me, I don't have my thought. I told you guys the Milton Tiaje, the Romeo Quia, the Chea, there are problems in Sinoe County. And I gave you a little because I'm one of the guys who have been cataloging and documenting, chronicling some of the activities of the lawmakers in Sinoe County and the core main troublemaker and different names. But I think Senator Chea has been a deceptive force in Sinoe County. He has been playing a major role in the polarization of the people of Sinoe County. Okay, so there's something he said one time. He wrote a post, and that post is still on his page. The way he deals with certain people in the county. He wrote a post, I think I said something, and he came with a rebuttal to justify that he's doing something for the Sapo people, example. So he said, my house servant. Okay? He used the word house servant. So I'm like, okay, who is that man thing he's talking to? You are communicating with me and you say, oh, my house servant is a Sapo lady. In other words, what Senator Chea is telling us in the 21st century, he has a slave in the house. Because I went to Liberia, I know how house servants are treated in Liberia. They don't get no good stuff. They don't get good treatment. They don't go to school, nothing. They just work like nothing, like the slave. That's how they treat them. I saw some of them when I went to Liberia. Those are some of the things I was observing, how the people that are working in these so-called government officials' houses, how they are treated. Where I was stopping, Patrick, one of the GSC boss, what we call the woman who was the director, she passed away, may also rest in peace. The Pekin who was the security man in that place. I woke up one morning, trouble, that young man wrapped himself, the cartoon, he wrapped himself around the cartoon. I saw the man, I said, this man a security man. So I knocked him, he woke up. I said, people are sorry, the mosquito eating me. And Patrick, I could see two things in the compound. I could see the security man and I could see a dog. The dog in the compound looks far better than the human being who was protecting our woman compound. And that's how the likes of Chea, they treat our people inside the country in Liberia. They call them servants in the 21st century. They call people servants. So the development that his supporter, lugubriously, who happened to be a Sapo guy, who is campaigning for Augustine Chea, Lester Willer, you see, Malcolm X gave us a concept. He gave us something they call the field Negro and the house Negro. You see, the field Negro is that person who is working on the field for the master, the slave master. They got the people on the field, they're doing all the work, the hard labor. So the field Negro, when the master house is on fire, he is praying for more wind to come so that house can burn. Whereas the house Negro is getting some little crumbs from the master. He got shelter over his head. And when the master eats, the food are left over, he give it to him. So he feels that he's better than the Negroes, the field Negro, the people that are on the field are working. So when the master house is on fire, according to Malcolm X, the house Negro will do everything to extinguish the fire because he wants to get his food. He wants to get that crumbs, the remaining food, so he can eat it. He want to still get his shelter, you know. So I see Lester in a situation. Plethora, multiplicity of the people of Sinoe County are suffering under the watch of Senator Augustine Chea. And the young man is consistently on Facebook and pressing this neo-American Liberian. This man is the metamorphosis of American Liberian, the tyrant, the man who is oppressing his own people in Liberia, in Sinoe County. That's what he is, who he is. So it's sad that we have a Sapo man, in his own town. Senator Chea has not built a hand pump, but he is on Facebook because I think Senator Chea gave him scholarship or something. So the man is beholden to this man. Even though he has gotten his bachelor's degree, you don't need Senator Chea anymore to survive. But he is on Facebook and supporting that bad man, egregious and diabolical man that we are in Sinoe County that polarizing our people. Once you are not cruel, Senator Chea will do everything. I got the history of that man, what he did to all the children that were working in your office. I know Maya Colo, for example. I know Colinius, I think Columbus and the other guys that were working with this man in his office. Senator Chea at one point called the children, the little salary he giving them, he wants to deduct from it so that he can pay people that ran campaign for him. The children protested. He fired the children from his office. That's how bad the man is. So when I see Lester and say, oh, the man is telling you I build hand pumps in all the towns along the sea coast and nothing in where you are from, and you are on Facebook accentuating this thing, it could be good thing. Come on, guys. At what point do you wake up from this suppression of these guys who call themselves leaders of the county, of the country? The man is not a leader. I mean, and a couple of things that you guys named, right? The man of patriotism, the man is a businessman. You see, once I hear the word businessman, I hear the word capitalism. Okay? Because Senator Chea, then they are capitalists. Yeah. So the capitalists, what they do is they establish the so-called business, right? And then they hire people, they pay them little or nothing. The beer factory or whatever factory indicator, just go ask the people that work for Senator Chea, how much you pay them? How much you are paying them? Because the bottom line, the goal of a capitalist is to gain profit. It's not to take care of people. So they will give the employee little or nothing, and they want the employee to work more for them so that they can get more money, they can get more profit, they can get more resources. And that's what Senator Chea is in Sinoe County. That's why he has, like you guys are saying, he's new, he's novel to the politics of Sinoe County. He's a luckiest man because he went there after using a capitalistic philosophy, exploiting people. He used some of that money, build vocational school. You are building it as a business center. But because he had nothing to run on in the county, so he used that to run campaign and say he's turning it into a vocational school. And now hear what you guys are saying. You coordinate different teams down, or the community college, the TV center, all type of different things now. So who in the world trusts this man? Who in the world trusts Senator Augustine Chea? He's a crook, very big crook. When the people were being looted in Sinoe County by Milton Tiaji, that man is a lawyer. Senator Chea could volunteer to say, I will be a bundle, a volunteer lawyer for Sinoe County. I'll offer, let's say, pro bono services to the people of Sinoe County. I represent you guys. No, because Senator Tiaji is a cruel man. He's a tribalist, so he will mute all the corruption, the stealing that Milton Tiaji will carry on in Sinoe County. Senator Chea never said a word. See, so this man, we have to tell who he is. Lester will say, "Oh, I don't want to let I don't like tribalists. I hate tribalists," and that's why I'm coming after the likes of Milton Tiaji and the likes of Chea and the likes of because our own brother Romeo Kuya is also part of that crew, And I don't say, oh, because the man are sample man, so I will support you. If you don't do it right, I will say. I have been saying it. Romeo Kuya and Milton Tiaji looted our county, and so I wasn't for him during the campaign. I never supported Romeo Kuya. Up to now, I don't support him. They were in America here recently. They came here, they danced, they went by. They never met with any university leaders here to say why we want to lobby for our people so you guys can help. They sat around in Southwest Philadelphia and they went back home. People are seeking for them. You came to the greatest country. Hold on, Patrick. You spoke. I know I'm hitting your nerve right now. I know I hate you because that's what I do. I will hate all of y'all so you'll get cut. So all of them, the bad guys in that county, we will do everything. Again, I'm happy that Milton Tiaji is out. And it remained a beer factory man. He did not go there to build a library for our children to read. You know what he did? He built beer so people can drink. So he makes our children to drunk us. That's what the capitalists do. Because once the people are drunk, then they invest money into hospital, for example. They invest money there. So then they get share in a hospital because people will have to go there. They have to treat the alcoholics and those people. It's up a business. That's what they do. So he created a beer factory. He's selling beer. Why do people need beer in Sinoe? We need more drunkards or we need more people that are educated. Okay? So Senator Chea has been inimical from day one to Sinoe County. And that's why it's unfortunate that the people elected him over Ezaza, who built the first high school outside the capital city of Sinoe County. After Quinton Duncan then led that place, the Quinton Duncan that my man was pressing hold, he was elected because he did stuff. What did Quinton Duncan do in Namapo, for example, for which the people overwhelmingly voted for him? He did nothing in Namapo. No. It was just based on the hatred of Zaza. That's why they know the people can give themselves horrible, they can protest against their own interests. They get vexed and they harm themselves. How can you go vote for a Quinton Duncan overwhelmingly in Namapo? He did not do anything in Namapo, but the people voted for him. Okay, he did not do anything in Weja, but the people voted for him. You see, so our people, we harm ourselves. We harm ourselves. So, but let me just give you guys the opportunity. I don't want to highlight some of these things. Yeah, let's bring Patrick on and you can come.
I want to do it one more thing. Patrick can take the day.
Okay, yeah, but okay, be succinct. Go ahead.
Yeah, on the mobile issue, I say what the Secretary Duncan doing in the mobile. He built a Panama for the youth. He called it a youth center, but I call it a Panama hall.
Chris, to be serious, my man. What can we do with Palava Hall?
I'm coming.
Go ahead. I'll get your space. My fault. I'll take it back.
If our entire community or entire community don't have a meeting place, don't have a meeting hall, and someone went and build it for them, they can sit there, have the meeting. Even you the daily day go Sinoe, you say I want to meet all the mobile citizens. That's why they will carry a seat. That's what they did. Compare against all of you that contested against him. Then if you say, okay, see the man be Paraho, not anything, but they all put in bed one. That comparative analysis, that's what I'm saying. You say the man didn't do anything, I say, well, the people say the man be Paraho for them, I want to vote for him. So they besides that, I heard the one.
Well, you say the people say, after you say, I say. Go ahead.
The school, the jailhouse school that is there, he renovated it again for the people. And let me say, what Mobile said, I went there, I saw it. So
you saw it?
I saw it. He renovated the people's school. He built Palava hall for them. And there are two things. I'm marching against the other candidate. Why did you do that? Why does Zaza do that?
Build hand pumps.
So, what?
He built hand pumps in the mobile.
You been on mobile before?
I can show it to you where the people are jubilating. I can show you all those things.
For me, in my politicking, I'm very objective. If I don't like you, but if you do something good, I will clap for you. That's how I look it. If I like you, you do bad thing, I will lash at you. COD, Colonel Duncan, he did some things in Sinoe for which he was elected.
So since he became senator, what has he done in the Sapo land?
Since he became senator?
Yeah.
No, I'm not campaign over with. I'm not in your office. I'm not a PR.
So, during campaign time, but not campaign time, you don't know what he's doing.
Because we're in the county with the campaign team.
So the point I'm trying to get up on Babu, when the guys want the people vote, they play the tricks. When they get a position, they forget the people. That's what they do.
Agree.
So it's not something to me.
So my point. My point is, it said that you can force the cow to carry to the water side, but you can force the cow to drink water.
Mm-hmm.
Now that he's elected, it left with him to do things for the people. If he ain't doing anything after the 9 years, the people have the right to not re-elect him. He's not a fair person. Senator Chea was elected 2014 for 9 years. Let's go back. Senator Yimpa was elected 2005 for 9 years. 2014, the people feel that according to them, they said he failed them, so they didn't elect him back. Senator Chea was elected 2014 for 9 years. 2023, the South said Senator Chea did not do well for them, so they did not vote him back. So Duncan too is elected now. He's not gone. 2032, if the people feel that he did nothing, they will move him. That's what I'm saying. I'm not concerned about that anymore. He has his own trumpet to blow. He has his own battle to fight because he is a senator. Not me. I'm not a senator. So 2032, he will be answering questions to the people, and not me. That's just the point I try to raise. He will be answering his own question. Yeah.
Okay, let's get Patrick. I know I hear Romeo Kuya. What you say?
Yeah, so no, I mean Romeo is a public figure, is a public official. Anybody can disagree and agree with him. I mean, it is right. But what I want to say here is that on your assessment, I think you made out some points here. That our evaluation is not exactly the way you see it. For example, in all fairness, you have to be appreciative of Senator Duncan's presence in Sinoe politics. Yeah, I think he has leveraged some opportunities for the people of Sinoe. Some of the things that were not done before, that were not seen before, I think he enforced those things.
Give an example.
So Duncan, his engagement in Sinoe, from a private citizen to being a lawmaker, I think nobody has surpassed that record yet. No, nobody. I think that record still remains.
What do you do?
Yeah, the records are there, my brother. And you are investigating. You are investigating. The records are there. You are investigating.
Give us vague comments. What you are saying is vague. It's not specific. What the Croton Doggy do in Sinoe? He carry a company. He got 12% in the company. How much do we get?
Bro, Sinoe, which lawmaker or private citizen ever build a state-of-the-art school storage before he signed it? I don't think. Who did that?
Who for himself?
Which lawmaker ever took buses to Sinoe before? It's Duncan.
Before you go to buses, the cost story,
The
who
record-
is it for?
No. Now you can go and ask. No, you're asking me. You're asking me again, right?
Captain Duncan
The point.
he's a capitalist. So he's doing business with the poor people. Because capital, again, they exploit poor people. That's what they do.
No. Well, let me tell you something. You see, the issue with Councillor Chea. Look, Councillor Chea, he demonstrated when he came to Sinoe, when he came to power leadership, he demonstrated some very strong commitment, to integrity and honesty. That was the first tool on which some of you, in fact, some of you were an ardent supporter of Councillor Chea, of course.
I'm going to debate you on that one. I agree, and that's why I'm going after him now. He lied to the people.
Coming. So I'm making is that when you say something as a leader, when you campaign on something, when you campaign on a principle, if you campaign on a substance, you don't change it overnight. You don't change it just anyhow. If you say now the Republicans and Democrats are debating the issue right now, the issues are being debated. None of the parties when they win will change any other things. Those things that they talk about will be the things that we implement. Go
ahead, say your team, man.
Yes, so that's the point. African leadership in Africa does not present in Liberia. Leadership does not present any perfection. Yeah, it doesn't really present 100% hope. About the leaders should strive. They should strive to to stick to their commitments and their promises that they make to the people during campaign. It's a vow. A campaign promise is a vow. You must live up to your vow. You tell the people, this is what I will do when I win. When you vote for me, this is what we do. Even if you can't do it, let the people be the ones to decide that you can do it. But you can't change it anyhow. So we'll keep encouraging our leaders to do more. We just have to be true to the point and praise our leaders. We don't intend to verify any of them, but I think the truth must be revealed about them. And anybody can praise Romeo's adequate performance. But he's a public figure, a public servant. He made promises that he has committed himself to fulfilling, and he's working with them. He's working on those promises. Councillor Chea, Councillor Tali, the port director. She has a more viable platform or agenda is very strong.
You try to take attention from the political leader. That lady was appointed. This guy we elected. Those are the people we're talking about.
But talking about leaders of the county, talking about leadership, right?
Romeo Kuya told us he bringing adequate representation, healthcare, delivery system, development, women empowerment, youth empowerment, agriculture. What has he done in those areas?
But guess what now?
What?
Romeo Kuya is the first elected representative in the whole Republic of Liberia in less than 4 months. To put a bill on the floor that got passed overwhelmingly by plenary and hearing the anti-child labor bill.
The anti what?
Yes, anti-child labor bill.
Okay.
Yeah. See, so that bill, my brother, that bill plenary passed it overwhelmingly now before the Senate. All right.
Okay. They're still using children, selling to children, still using children as laborers.
You see, so Honorable Chea is so celebrated. I mean, it's so honored, it's so adored for being so far-sighted. You see that?
What did he take from the US the other time? What did he take back home to our people?
I mean, he brought back. He brought back some very good.
Patrick, you are struggling, man. You didn't carry nothing. You are struggling.
No. Listen to me.
So, Patrick, guess what? Patrick, guess what?
Yeah.
When he came to the US, on his agenda, he said he want agriculture. Where I live right now, along the highway, they get all the different farming equipment. They all line up right now. I thought Mr. Chea would have reached out to veterans and us so that we can introduce you to companies, to the people that can help. But the man was in Philadelphia, in Minnesota, and dancing with those guys that divided the community here. He was over there, you know. So how can you come to the world superpower right now economically, and then you go back empty-handed, and you guys say, "Oh, that good leader." He did not lobby for any health equipment to go to no X-ray in the hospital in Sinoe County. But he came here, he did not do anything. He did not say anything. The library say you are building with the 100,000 they gave him for constituency. Has he started the project? No. So he hear all these different tricks, these guys, they put words around. But Patrick, let's call it a day, man. Let me give you a closing talk so we can call it a day.
Yeah, so thank you for the show. I mean, it's been a wonderful show here today. We had a very fascinating day. I mean, the topics were very intriguing and electrifying. I think our audience got a lot for us today. So I mean, in Liberia, just to say, justice is blind in Liberia. Justice is not sentimental, it's non-political, and I mean it's non-sympathetic. So we hope that this case, as other people have been saying, is reopened to find the killer, or perhaps lay it to rest once and for all and let peace. The other point is that the country right now, as it stands, is too noisy. Everybody vexed for no reason. Nobody knows why. If you ask even those employed who are making money, they still vexed. The winners are vexed. The losers are vexed. So why is everyone vexed with each other? People, when you ask on Facebook, go to Facebook, people will just curse you some kind of way. You post on the credit card, them not as it's going to just curse you up. Why is everyone vexed?
Now, Papa, what is vexed?
Yeah, why is everyone vexed in the country? The country is hard, we agree, but why everyone is just vexed? So I think it's a bad thing.
Your children, they don't you all day, or they can go to school. You're going to be happy? No, you yourself, you'll be angry with the system, the people that you elected.
Yeah. So I think the government is on. The government is challenged in terms of getting a program started. It's a challenge. Hope the government can recalibrate, get its attention on the ball, scores on goals, and reduce unemployment. Unemployment is a major problem in this country.
Patrick.
Yeah.
Before you go, the guy who is representing our district, what is he doing, Sonny Boy Noah?
What is he doing? What is he doing?
Yeah, what is he doing currently? I mean, you just said Romeo proposed a bill for child labor to start, which is a good bill. What is Sonny Boy Noah working on?
Well, I'm not really following his office, but I'm sure Sonny Boy is doing something. I mean, are the people?
You're not following. He represents you directly.
No. Actually, what I'm saying, if I say in terms of plenary decisions or actions that he has taken, but I'm sure Sonny Boy is on the ball. Yeah, I'm sure he's on the ball.
You have to be sure when you're not following what's going on. How can you be sure of something you're not following?
Yeah, I'm sure it's on the board. I mean, you were on here busy a few minutes ago. I don't know what was being discussed. I will follow that. I will follow the discussion later and know exactly what he said and what he's doing there.
The other day he went by with hands swinging. He didn't give it nothing. He didn't lobby. He was inside West Philadelphia and no man and they walking around quite honorable. You know.
Rumi brought something. He brought something very, very beneficial to the district.
What did Sonny Boy know I take back home? Because he told me the one time he was on my show, this is my 45th time coming to the US, and he can't carry nothing back home.
Oh well, we shall investigate. All right, we shall investigate. Yeah, but thank you. But thank you. Thank you, Dad.
But as usual, man, have a good day, man. I appreciate the time.
Yeah, thank you. It's been a wonderful show. I really appreciate being with you today.
All right. So that's my man Patrick from Back Home Contributor, and that's the man that represents my district over there. I don't want to get on him right now. Next time we'll jump on Sonny Boy Noah. He's not doing anything for our people as well, just the same way Chea is not doing anything. Sonny Boy Noah is a businessman, just the same way Chea is a businessman, and it's about lining their pockets. You know, so when they leave power, so they can't be broke. But they forget to know there are people that charted the same path before, and those people they are broke right now. You know, like Milton Tiaji right now, he getting there closer, or small. The man, like Brian man, will say he getting broke small because the income is not coming anymore. You know, so 2029 it's a long time. It's unfortunately to keep Senator Chea where he is. And his supporter, his spokesperson telling, the man on the building thing there alone the sea coast. Because back in the day, that what they used to say, the other people, they are jungle people then. We don't get time. The other man that from the sea coast, he civilized all the nonsense. It's the same thing that Senator Chea, the same philosophy, that same way back American Liberian philosophy that they imbibed from the people that what is still. So they are the neo-colonialists. You know, the neo-American Liberian, they suppress their own people. Yeah, they are the new oligarch in Liberia. You know, Senator Chea then suppress their own people. Yes, they do that. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's all we have it for today. We want to say thank you so much for joining Voice of Sinoe. We want to say, let me recognize the viewers again for joining us. We are out for the day, Patrick. Thanks again. John, thanks for joining us. Lester, thanks for joining. My wife, Bolu, thanks for joining. Mr. Seward, Reverend Seward, thanks for joining. Oliver Sadie, thanks for joining. Mr. Tolbert, Reverend Tolbert, as you say, or Bishop, the proper title. Mr. James Panto, thanks for joining us. My mother is following, Mother Nessus Arthur, thanks for following. And others have not, those that are watching for YouTube, I want to say thank you so much for following the show. We'll be here again next Thursday to discuss more. We didn't exhaust our agenda because we don't want to make the show too long. But we want to appreciate you always for coming here. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube page. Voice of Sinoe is our name on YouTube. You can go there and subscribe. Other people are watching from there right now. I see the comments from there. I want to say thank you so much. See you next Thursday. We are out.